Let's go half for him.
I bought one pair. No. I bought one pair of really expensive shoes in my life.
Yeah.
And they were $250. That was in Japan.
Play.
I did.
Okay.
Everything we've said. Hey, welcome everyone to another edition of the Mystery Children motherfucking podcast. I'm P.
I'm Trey.
I'm Steve.
Hey, welcome, y'all.
We've been rambling.
We've been rambling, sharing good stories around the campfire.
Talking about these kicks.
Wait a minute.
Talking about cool kicks.
Not those, right?
No. It's a fucking Rick James specials. They got super freak fucking moccasins.
Moccasins with the Yeezy sole.
See, I like these shits.
Yeah, but see, there are things listen. Bro. There are things that are dope, but there are also things that aren't appropriate. Well, I don't know.
And they're made by Randy the Cobbler.
If you wore those, Trey, I'd be like, just Trey out here wilding. Someone get your boy.
Nah, son. I'll be like, I'm hot in these streets.
I'd be like, that's cultural appropriation. One, the poor Native Americans.
Now let's rob this
Man, those is $350. Dude, how fucked up would that be if you got your ass beat and robbed for a pair of fake somethings? That would be fucked up.
No,
like,
it would be hilarious.
Robbed you out to
and they're like, these are fucking. And then these
are like, your teeth are all fucked up. And smashed you. And then blood coming, choking on your own blood.
No, man, these are fake. And they throw them at your face.
Oh, my face. Fuck.
Like these fake ass shoes.
I checked the tag. Shit said Bangladesh.
Yeah, dude.
Man.
Those are nice shoes. I really like those shoes, and but they're expensive, as is everything that I tend to like these days.
Let's just jump around because I don't know if anyone has any actual like concrete shit to talk about.
Okay, I had an idea. I'll just start us off. Keep your ideas in mind.
Okay.
That I was thinking about doing like a video documentary about.
How do you even walk in those?
Let me see.
Like
These
rocking
be fucking
shoes?
dope.
Like rocking shoes?
They look amazing, but you can't even walk in those shoes. It's just like orthopedics.
So silly looking, yeah.
Sketch your orthopedics.
No, wait, hold on. Okay, so these things, they're like, it's in the shape of a bow.
Right,
like a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Do you think they flex down when you step into them?
I think they help you, like, when you run, like, it's heel toe,
Shit,
heel
it
toe.
helps your arch.
It's so dumb.
They look fucking dope, but they look silly at the same time.
What if they permanently shape your feet? Like
If you permanently have Daffy Duck feet like that, like all fucking curved.
that's the shit they don't tell you. Oh, these shape your feet upward.
You step out of them, and your fucking heel is up, and your toes
Inverted
are up.
feet? You got inverted feet?
You look like the fucking Wicked Witch.
Yeah, toes fucking curled backwards.
So we're looking at shoes, and these shoes look really dope, but they're fucking.
You know, some that are dope and they're
really weird.
They're right on the cusp of being like, all right,
like comical.
They're a little bit comical, yeah.
Okay, so what were you saying? You had an idea.
Oh, so like this idea would be really cool. It would require a ton of fucking work.
Okay,
but I was, and this isn't funny.
You
need to lay plans, when you lay concrete for a 3,200 square foot brothel, my friend, you're gonna run into some problems. So. No, I was thinking of like making a video documentary of my mom and her siblings, like to tell me about my Oma. I don't know.
Okay.
I was gonna be called "Tell Me Everything About Your Mom" or something like that.
Right.
And I was like, it's not for anything in particular. It's just kind of, I don't know, just artsy shit. It's artsy, but it's like something intriguing to me because like my Oma was fucking awesome, and you know, she was like super close to me, and I really loved her. I was the favorite grandkid. Sorry, other grandkids, you were trash. And
somebody's out there. I thought I was the favorite.
They were. But but like I also am like, I know my grandmother was like the sweetest to me. Not always, but like she was such a great person. Like I don't want to hear. I know she was rough, like because she grew up in that time. You know, I mean, she grew up in Indonesia, and like she was born in like, oh God. Or turn of the century almost. Like she was old.
Makes sense.
So like imagine
you probably
being
got the
in that
nice
country.
chilled out, right?
Yeah, like,
version of her.
Yeah, like I got the most chill version of her. Like I know that she put hands like fist hands and then like metal belt buckles and shit. Like I'm like, dude, so like I don't want to know about that part.
You want to know about your grandma?
Like,
but that shit is across the board.
Yeah.
My grandmother was like that.
Yeah.
I got the nicest version of her.
Yeah, of course.
They're like, when I inquire about how she was, during the raising
fucking,
of like
their
my
backsides
my
hurt.
aunts or my mom, they're going, nah, dude. My grandmother was so tough. There's still an aunt who doesn't even speak to my grandmother, doesn't even speak to her mother anymore because of how how raw she was growing up. They just never kind of meshed well because of that.
She walks with leg braces now. She always has, yeah.
That's got to be fucked up.
I mean,
Yeah.
But I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So you're thinking about
No, I was just like, if I went around and videotaped them and just and audio recorded
the
them.
videotape thing. I'm becoming extremely interested in because I wholeheartedly believe we need to start taping this.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And
It would be a
I'm
matter
trying
of
to
how
find
cheap
out,
and how easy.
Yeah, how can you do it without paying an arm and a leg? You know, obviously we can't do it on those D90s. Those shits take like 2 minutes of
dude,
actual video.
The storage
and
is,
then you're done.
You'd have to be hooked up to like a generator's worth of storage on that thing. You can't take nothing but like a minute on a huge
But
memory.
I think that's the limitation of all of the older cameras. It
Yeah,
seems like the
that's
newer
true, that's
cameras, for whatever reason, seem to downsample like video, and
yeah.
it comes out better quality, and you can you don't have to use as much.
You have a D90, right? And I have a D90. So
yeah.
like we could have shot that. Like that'd be. Damn,
But I'm just saying, it.
But I'm sure they
because
have cheap alternatives.
I'm seeing all of these different forms of marketing when it comes to podcasts, and all of them involve video that's uploaded to YouTube. People like have to see you, especially nowadays. If we want any type of traction in media, especially with younger people, if they don't see you, you just don't even exist. Whatever.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, we'll figure something out.
That was like when you asked your dad for something. I know, or your mom for something.
Nail gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
something out.
can tell that the lines come out a bunch of times with my wife. We'll figure something
That's
out.
when I'm like, I don't have time to talk about at length of this topic. We'll figure something out, all right?
Do you want to turn up? Garden? Okay, we'll figure it
I don't
out.
know.
Figure something
Or
out.
we can keep speaking into a void. Whatever.
I don't mind. I don't mind speaking in the void, but again, I would just literally the two would be like, how fucking cheap can we do it, and how easily can we do it?
Yeah.
Because like, dude, we definitely need a new laptop. Like, I need a new laptop.
Oh my God! Not only you.
Like, this thing is fucking like it stopped last time, and that worries me because I'm like, I don't want to keep looking at this thing while we're recording.
My
you know?
trackpad doesn't even work properly anymore.
I believe it.
Yeah.
What year is yours? What year is yours?
It's the same year as yours.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess from me like designing or whatever and doing everything with my trackpad, rather than using all of those hotkeys that you know. You use all the hotkeys and shit. I use my trackpad for everything.
No. I use the mouse. You use a mouse, right? Or no? You don't use a mouse on your.
I mean, I use a mouse sometimes.
Yeah.
For the
When you're
most part.
designing, you design just. I have.
Sometimes I use with my fucking
I
finger.
have fucking done that,
Yeah.
and it's like painting like Van Gogh almost. He's like.
Yeah. You have to do a little. Yeah.
It's like
So
it's fucking.
I've noticed that I've worn it out to such a degree that lately
Your poor trackpad. It wasn't
have
meant
to-
for that kind of abuse.
I have to press that shit like I'm about to dent the
Angry.
fucking the whole bottom end.
You should take it to if you're that adamant. Why don't you just use a wireless mouse? Dude, here's the thing about
Just like-
wireless mice.
just like you, I need a new piece of hardware, man. You know?
No, I plug in a wireless to this one, but I get it. Like you need the space to set it. I set mine up on 2 TV dinner trays. I put this here, I put this one here, and then a TV dinner tray here. I put my trackpad and my mouse, and I just sit in a little
I'll just
chair.
try as a hungry man meal.
That's the hungry man designer fucking scenario there.
Extra large slice of meatloaf.
Yeah, and then one more TV tray for my sad man sandwich.
Cheddar cheese, potato.
Just 2 pieces of dry bread and fucking Velveeta cheese.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting a 3D printer.
Oh shit! They're getting kind of affordable. So
Yeah, this one is. I think this one's like
See, if
500.
you get that before you get the Xbox, I'm gonna be fucking mad.
I'll
See,
get 'em both.
I'm literally only asking for like a year and a half. I'm sorry, this is a tangent. I'm only asking for a year and a half of your life to play with me on Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
I think the fans want to see it,
Yeah, they do.
and I think the fans,
fan.
I think the fans want it, and
Yeah.
I think the fans deserve it.
I don't
I
know
think
if they're
the
ready for me
fan
to come back.
probably doesn't want to see it because that would be Sarah.
Ready to hurt.
Don't call out my one fan,
I'm ready to ruin some gamers' lives.
Steve.
And
They
my
need to
own.
feel the wrath again.
I'm ready to ruin my marriage.
Steve, you need 22 hours plus on
Oh
it
my
again.
god! And all you gotta do is piss off the right guy, and he'll wipe your stats 100.
You know what? That happened in the end. But anyway, sorry. That was a huge tangent. But 3D printer. What made you want to do that?
Like product design things. I want to 3D print my own shit, and then also sculptures. Like I want to start doing like vinyl toy sculptures
really
and stuff
cool.
like that.
Vinyl toys would be amazing.
I need to find.
Can
some,
you
I have a
3D
mold of
print
mine.
a printer?
I think you can. And I think they've done it.
You could do the parts, right?
Yeah,
but you need,
yeah,
you need,
for
you
sure.
need the engine and all that. But the thing is that it's crazy. It's funny. Like right when you think you're like, I have an idea. Let me dive into this fucking rabbit hole, right?
You'll see it. Somebody else already did it.
already
Well,
there,
no,
yeah.
not even just that. It's just like, okay, I see. I just first need to learn the basics of CAD and how that works and blah, blah, blah. Okay,
Not
cool.
too crazy, to be honest.
I'll get into that. Okay,
yeah.
cool. All right, so now and I'm watching you guys assemble. Like I looked up the 3D printer that I want. And he's assembling it, and he's like, okay. And then also it's like, now with the balance table, like you have to fucking like do some coding. You have to do coding for the balance table, so that shit. I was like, wait, this is way above my pay grade. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at right now.
Everything is coding.
You
at this
could
point.
hoof it, dude, and learn it. It's so possible, dude. There's tutorials on it, but it's like I feel like it's like mathematics to me, and it's like difficult and maybe out of my reach, but I don't know.
I don't know. I
It's
mean,
on some hieroglyph shit. You have to really understand what
dude.
you're doing. The people who understand
I
it,
don't
they seem to like fucking traverse it effortlessly.
Yeah.
But
They
for
had
me,
to
when
learn
I'm
it,
watching
though.
it, I'm going, how do you?
They had to learn it, and then but they also had to have a desire.
How
to
do you
do
construct that?
That to me is the part. I don't have a desire to enter in numbers for things to happen.
Well, our generation wasn't thinking about coding.
I know,
at
no,
all.
we weren't.
I mean, to be honest,
True.
if I was able to like be younger and
Yeah.
be present in this generation as a young man, that's exactly what I would get into.
Yeah.
Because software and shit is where it's going.
Yeah,
you know?
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. We had a lot of coding stuff at the place where I worked, and it's crazy because the kids are like they pick up. I mean, I didn't teach it for sure, but it's crazy seeing what kids can do with it. You're like, dude, how the fuck? I would tell them I'm like, I don't even know how you did that. Like that's amazing. That's dope, you know. And I don't know, maybe some of them go on to do some really legit
Dude, there's
stuff.
people who take Squarespace, like a normal ass
Yes,
template
and make it something
that we
fucking
that
ill,
that
dude.
we would use.
Yes.
And then they make it very specific to whatever they're going for, whatever aesthetic they're going for.
Yeah.
And it'll look totally different than the initial template, and it's literally just from coding.
Yeah.
You know, from them changing the code on the fly. I wish I could do that shit. I wish I could see it. And I'm pretty sure for them, they probably see it in the same way that when we open up Illustrator, we see shapes. Oh, I want this shape here. I want this shape
Yeah,
there.
you
They just
know the
how
process
to-
of operations to get where you want to go. Exactly.
well, I mean, it sounds stupid. Everything is hard until someone breaks it down to you, right? And you're like,
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you're like just a fucking dullard, right? You're just
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Well, some shit you just don't get. For me, algebra.
Oh,
I
that's
just
true.
Never.
You know, people
People are like, you don't
yeah.
see this? I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
Isn't stupid? Don't quote me on this, please. But isn't algebra like kind of like it's not just like straight up mathematics, like a little bit of like theoretical mathematics or something? I don't know. Maybe I'm
Maybe.
wrong.
I think you're thinking of statistics, right?
I think people are judging us right now.
I think they might be
By
thinking
the
of
way,
statistics.
math is not my shit.
So here's the thing. Like, it's funny. Like with math, there was
Yeah.
times where like, I would just see the answer without even doing the problem, and I'm like, oh shit. This is the thrill. This is the puzzle. Everyone likes it. It's dope,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like,
I always
boom.
wanted
And I'm
to
like,
be
this is
there.
cool. It's cool. And then like, at some point in time, that shit just goes somewhere else. And I'm like, I don't even what the fuck am I even looking at? And then I hate it. You know, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm super lost. And then that's what's frustrating. So
Just recently, speaking of mathematics, remember that thing that was kind of like hot on the internet for a second? Like people couldn't solve. This happened like a
I
week
heard
ago.
about that.
This
But-
basic math equation. I was proud of myself because I actually remembered the operations to do it. So I guess I'm not too horrible at it. But people were guessing some crazy number, and I was like, no, you have to do what's in the brackets first, and then
right.
and then fucking move on to what's outside the brackets, and then solve the other
right.
Yeah, so-
Yeah.
I don't even try to do complex math anymore. As soon as I see it,
Why-
I just,
yeah, why
I just
would you
look
do
off
that?
into space. I'm like,
It makes my brain hurt. Yeah,
I just wait for somebody much smarter than me to give the answer.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, man, I saw that too. It was 46, right? Yeah.
Everyone's got their strengths in their areas, right? You know.
Yeah.
But the two things I've been looking at, which is weird, like you just fall into something, is like the 3D printing, and then e-marketing. I've been doing a shit ton of e-marketing, like tutorials and like.
What is it like? Selling stuff online, like
selling stuff online,
Like social media.
social media marketing,
e-commerce
Facebook,
stuff, yeah.
Instagram.
I've gone down that rabbit hole. It's a lot of fucking work, is what they're saying.
It's a lot.
So now there's no shortcuts.
A lot of the social media stuff, like, have they spoken about like time of day, you know, and when you decide to post things, and you know, when people typically when you're going to have the most like preferential outcome for whatever you're posting. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I literally took a class on it, like an online class.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
that's dope.
I'm gonna dive into this thing and
dope.
see what's going on with it. So it's interesting, and there's a bunch of people, and they all have different methods of how they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
All of them are legit. I guess you just have to find the one that works for you. Even going into Google AdWords, right, and then also like lookalike audiences for like Facebook and Instagram. Contacting influencers, hiring virtual assistants to handle like your customer service orders and blah blah blah, like a whole setup. And I'm just like, whoa, this is crazy. But
like a fucking day ago, I fell into it was a YouTube clip of a guy explaining credit and like how credit works and how you can build credit, how you can build A1 credit. And he had this idea that I'd never thought about. It just seemed ridiculous that it would actually work in benefit of building positive credit. And he was saying that even like, let's say most people might have a credit card, and I don't know, that credit card might have a limit of 10,000, whatever. Let's just say a name. So 10,000. And they might use that credit card, and then maybe they'll decide that they're going to apply for another credit card. Maybe maybe half that, and then it might be like 5,000. But it's all these large sums of money. This guy was saying that you can actually like chip away at your credit score and get a higher credit score by getting like secured credit cards of $100, $200, and you use those every month. But you make sure you pay that $100 off every month. So you would get, let's say, you were able to get 2 or 3 of those, and they in total are like $500. You're like, I can use 2 or 3 of those each month. I might use this $100 one this month. I pay it off. Or I use the $100 one that I got and the $200 one that I got, and then I pay off that $300. And then the next time it comes up, I use the $200 one again, or maybe I get a $300 one, and then I pay those off. He was saying that even though those the lending is so small, like that lending amount is so small, it doesn't matter as long as it's counting toward like payment on time. The credit bureau is still going to count that as some positive points toward a positive rating for your credit.
Well, I mean, so for me, the thing to do is you have your credit card, and let's say I don't have a credit card, right? I got my rent, I got my groceries, I have my gas, I have my utilities, all that. So naturally I have, for me, all the money to make those payments at the end of the month or whatever. So then the thing to do that's for me is I put everything on the credit card. And then you pay it off. Then you can either pay it off or you can pay more than half, right? Because like you have to essentially buy your credit, right? You have to buy it. Because if you spend 1,000 and then you pay 1,000, it kind of cancels itself out in a sense. So like you kind of have to like take it in the ass for them to up your credit. But once you get higher up in the credit score, things become a little more easy for you, just like if you become rich. You know what I mean? It's like they fucking they give you all these deal breaks, these tax breaks, all these. So, I mean, with the credit card, it's just like I could pay my rent and then do like a 75% payment on it and then pay it off again really quick before I get taxed too hard.
I wanted 75%. That might be exactly what he was saying. But I believe he was saying that you always want to use, he was saying every month you want to use at least 1/3 of whatever.
You got it. Because they, even when I had a credit card back in the day, because I just got my credit card again because I never need it. I'm really good at for me, I'm really good with the money that I need to do the things I want to do. So like I can make that happen.
But even with that, he's saying don't rely on cash, because he was saying it, but most people believe that cash is king, but it's not. It's actually credit. You want to have, of course, you want to have the cash to pay for whatever credit deficit you find yourself in. But he's saying that when it comes down to even if you're going to decide to go to a bank for a small business loan, you can have as much cash it could be a fucking shit ton of cash. But they're going to say that we're a bank, and so we're about like lending money and having that money be paid back over the course of time. So you have to set a precedent where they look at your whatever credit file and they go, okay, he has shown that over time, if he's given this amount of money, he can pay this amount of money back on time and promptly.
Yeah. Well, see, for me, the reason why I did it is because I didn't want a credit card anymore. I was like, fuck that. So like if mom want my TV, I just go and buy my TV. I want to do this and that. But the other side of it is, so like in the world of just human beings, cash is king because I can just flex a 20 real quick and buy something and bargain and blah 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 if like I'm in downtown or something. But then if you go the other route, like let's say you're trying to buy a home, you need 5 open lines of credit just to actually make that happen, so they can see that you are finessing and massaging that financial side of the banking system, and they're getting paid off of what you're doing by the interest and principal and all the other stuff. But my credit was good, but it's not amazing. Well, I don't know what it is now, but it wasn't amazing because of student loans. But I was like, fuck that. So we got a credit card,
the eternal debt, and
now I'm getting shit like, oh hey, because this and that, do you want to do this? I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stick with just this for right now. Then I'll keep moving up. But, I'm trying to like, anything I spend on my credit card, I already have sitting in the background as ammunition to go ahead and pay that off really quick.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, because I don't want to get caught, because they want you to.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Oh, yeah, this dude,
definitely.
So it's like, okay, boom. And then like, shit, all right, well, here you go, blah, blah, blah. So you already have... Before you spend, you already have it, even with a credit card. That's how I do it. I don't play around, so it's like...
I bet people didn't think that you could come to this podcast and get sound financial advice.
So that's what I do. Like, literally, if I don't have the money, even with a credit card, I literally don't have what I need to buy that thing. So that credit card doesn't mean shit to me. So the credit card is just like a front, and then I'll give you the money a little bit later when I feel like it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I have to have the money.
But I think naturally, I'd always been following his advice of I usually don't use more than 1/3 of whatever I've been lent by the the bank. I mean, because I know it's very easy to become enamored with having whatever that money is, and you're like, oh, I can just use that money, and then you look at the APR, and to be honest, since I have student loan debt.
Yeah,
that APR is fucking high as fuck.
It's in the 20s.
Yeah, so it's nasty. Like shit. Yours is in the 20s, which is weird because I'm like, I thought you owed more money than I did. Like maybe it's some like some black white shit.
No, I still owe like
because I don't have any. Other than
I still
that,
know a lot. I just literally they send me emails and I don't even respond to them.
Yeah.
I don't respond to the calls. I don't respond to the emails. I'm just like, well,
because like
I stopped pressing like yes to opt out anymore. I'm just like
because the thing is the thing that they're asking you for literally will disable you financially.
Guess how much they want it monthly from me? Sorry,
they don't care.
Guess how much?
I don't know, like
I'm gonna say like
2,100 something.
Dog.
Yeah, they wanted. That's what they wanted from me. They wanted $2,000.
Like, are you fucking insane?
You want $2,000 a month from me, and so it financially disables you. So check this out. So it financially disables you, and it wrecks like part of your life, where you can't make rent, or you can't buy the food that you need, or you can't buy gas. And they're like, thanks, but that's not good enough. I'm gonna need that again.
Yeah.
Thanks, that's not good enough, but I'm gonna need that again. In the meantime, they're fucking taking your legs, right? And you can't do shit about it. Eventually, they run you into the ground. There's just no way you can be run into the ground and be like, I'm tapping out because I can't keep up with you. So it's like, well, I'll just take the L on this side, and I'll at least be able to eat, pay my rent, blah, blah, blah. But it's designed that way, right? So people are all trying to catch up. They're running. People are dropping. They're falling, this and that, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, it was set up for failure. Unless you come from a super wealthy family.
Yeah, but the funny thing I don't think they ever intended is that a lot of people are taking the route that PJ, has taken now. And I think they figured that we'll just have people on the hook forever, and we'll squeeze as much out of this squeeze as much juice out of this fucking orange as we possibly can.
They appropriately squeezed that orange for me.
Yeah.
Until they fucked me, because they didn't remember. I was making payments normally, and then all of a sudden a huge chunk came out. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude?" It fucked me up, dude, like bad. And I was like, "All right," you guys did this out of, they're like, oh, here's what we'll do for you. We have to take this one out because we already took that money out. I was like, are you fucking serious, dude?
Fuck that.
Fuck you guys, man. Like, 'cause I was like, that's not cool. So after that, I'm like, I'm not bargaining with you then.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. A lot of people in general, that's why there's such a crisis when they talk about student loan. There's a literal crisis because there are a lot of people who have amassed these huge piles of debt
that they'll never
and
be
they're
able
saying,
to repay.
and they're basically looking off and they're going, what's the worst you can do is give me bad credit.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, as you stipulated earlier, you can kind of combat that bad credit by making sure
Building
you're on
credit
point
elsewhere.
By making sure you're on point with everything aside from the student loans.
Yeah.
So if I have all of this credit over here that I'm A1 with, I'm making sure I'm paying all of my balances off. Maybe I'm even paying more than my fucking balance just to make sure everything is good. I have a car payment that is being paid promptly. I have a fucking house payment, maybe even apartment payment, or maybe even a mortgage, and that's being paid off promptly. For the most part, those creditors, they're looking at that and they're going, well, we know he can pay. Obviously, they're going to see on your credit report that there's this fucking default, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not going to stop them from lending you money as long as it shows that you can pay this money back.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like I said before on a previous podcast, it's like in order for this country, and I'm gonna sound like all patriotic and shit, but in order for this
country,
choked
up.
Yeah,
Don't get too choked up. Real life there, buddy.
So in order for this country to be better, instead of funneling all the cash that everyone's making into the banks, it should be getting funneled into the economy, helping it grow. Because the economy grows when it's being fed, right? Otherwise, people hoard, right? And they starve the economy.
Exactly.
Or all the finances go towards the bank, which makes them stronger, but makes the economy weaker.
Yeah.
So then that also goes into like colleges, right? So now we're at a point to where it's almost unaffordable for anybody to go to college unless you come from a family that can just kick that out.
Yeah.
So now we have a bunch of people who are like, well, I guess I want to do that. I'll go over here and do this and that.
Yeah.
And it's not that they're not intelligent. They're just not formally educated. So now we have to think of like other creative ways to educate ourselves other than through universities. Because either way, like college and all that, it's good. General education, you should go do that.
Totally,
you should learn how to.
Yeah.
But when it comes to everything else, like how expensive it is, it's like it's a business now, right? It's not about educating people anymore. So it's like, okay, cool. Now the masses have to get creative on how they can advance their education without going to college. And it's working. I think it is working. It's in its infancy right now, but I think with the internet and all these other things that are happening, you can actually learn like legit shit without going to college.
That's a hard one. I think it depends solely on the career path that you chosen.
You can't be a doctor.
Exactly. Yeah. There are certain things you can get super far and get paid handsomely.
Yeah.
But the one, you're not going to be a fucking doctor. You're not going to be a lawyer. You're not gonna,
Yeah.
So
obviously you can't do those things, but I mean, tech is wide open.
Tech is wide open
because
wide open.
There's no ceiling.
Tech is about. But I mean, I'm saying even in terms of bypassing like the college system.
Yeah.
Because of the amount of money you would pay traversing that whole thing. Tech is more about, can you perform this task?
Yeah.
And it's less degree driven,
right?
Or accept, we'll only accept you if you have this degree that officializes you. I think that's cool because that'll be an open space for a lot of people from the
creative
hood
realms
that may not be afforded the luxury of attending colleges. Then they can say, but look, I've learned coding, as we spoke of earlier, and I've become so proficient at this specific thing that I can still get a job at any tech firm.
Yeah.
And cake out.
It's usually something
on the
that
same
you can,
level as a fucking physician.
Yeah, it's usually something you can practice at, and get much better at. You're not going to be like, hey, look how dope these sutures are. Can I be a doctor here?
It's also like maybe back in the day you could flash a degree and then also have like a written letter by like a professor or something like that's got your back, right? The vouchers for you. But now that's nice. But then the person comes in, that doesn't mean they know shit. They just know the right people. But now the world's starting to become like, where's your proof?
Exactly.
Like, other than a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Well, here's my proof. Here's my portfolio, or here's
Exactly.
what I'm doing in coding.
Exactly.
You know, all the because like we have to. People want to make a living. There's very intelligent people out there who can't afford to go to college.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have gone to college because honestly, I couldn't afford the fucking education that we got.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm not gonna lie. If I could do it over again,
Yeah,
I would not.
I don't think I would.
I
Take
wouldn't
the
do
route
it.
took. I mean, not to take anything away from Otis. I
Right.
learned a shit ton
I
at Otis.
learned a lot.
And in terms of the way it opened my mind,
Right.
in terms of the possibilities,
Exactly, yeah,
the possibilities of what are out there artistically,
Right.
That was amazing. That's what I got from it the most. I won't even say that going to or attending Otis made me a better designer.
Right.
I think it just taught me what types of design
Right.
were available. You
Right.
know what
I learned a lot, just not $80,000 a lot.
exactly. You know, and so
Can I
do
say
you
it in
think
that simple
would you
way?
really learn though?
But yeah, I mean,
think-
that,
I taught myself type. I was shitty.
Yeah,
at
but
type.
but here's what they paid. Here's what they paid those teachers to do, to expose you to that.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm
it.
saying. The
You know what I mean?
exposure.
Yeah,
The exposure is
so
is
that,
what it
that's what
did.
I mean. Like, so Otis, part of the experience is not just like, is not just like what they're like teaching you as far as like, hey, this is how to paint a Munsell wheel.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes it's just them introducing you to things. So like, but that's what I mean. Like, it's like not 80,000. So I don't know where the disconnect is. They're not. Who's making that money? Because I feel like that school was really like even though they had the right systems in place, like they had up to date everything. That was a pretty shitty campus. Like,
yeah, and
for how much money they were
it's
making.
A really small campus.
Yeah.
and the thing is, but yeah,
I mean, now it's huge. I don't know if you've been there lately, but
I've
the
been there.
campus is huge.
Has it expanded?
Dude, they went all the way to the where the bank was.
Yeah.
That whole chunk of land is theirs.
well, yeah, because they're
holy
fucking
shit.
getting
They got
paid.
new buildings. Yeah.
They
I
get
know
paid.
they grabbed in. Remember, Graphades used to be around the corner. Graphades is inside Otis.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's how big it is.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Holy
Yes,
fuck.
Graphades is inside
That's
Otis.
fucking dope. That's smart because Graphics isn't a big company, so like they're like, hey man, this is how we're gonna survive raping these already
because
poor
I
kids.
went to Graphades this past. I went to the one on Century City just to grab some pins or
Okay.
whatever. But I was looking for the one that was right around the corner from Otis because I felt like it was probably closer to me.
Right.
And I looked it up and it said closed. And then there was somebody else who was commenting on Yelp, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's inside the Otis campus at this
shit.
point." And I was like, "Wow,
That's
You
crazy.
know?
That's pretty dope, actually.
So the things that we learned art school, do you think that you could have easily learned it from a very knowledgeable mentor?
Probably, but
Yeah.
who's to say what kind of mentors you're gonna go out and find in the world? You know?
Right, but see, that's what I mean. We
Yeah,
need
yeah.
more of that because that's going to be a solution to like people not being able to go to college.
But to be honest, the largest solution is just to lower the cost of college altogether.
Yeah, true. Well,
That's the largest.
I'm saying
make it affordable
Make
for
it
everyone.
affordable,
Yeah.
until that happens. But right now,
Nah, it's not gonna happen.
And that, I mean, it's kind of like, Joe Rogan always speaks about the idea that for some reason, like the United States wants there to be lame ducks.
yeah,
And he was saying that the idea is that everybody in society should perform to the highest bar. That's how everything becomes dope and cool because nobody is left behind.
Exactly,
Nobody
yeah,
is
yeah,
destitute. Nobody feels like they're unaccounted for or not included. Everyone should be included, and that includes attaining a level of education that's beneficial for you in the job market moving forward. Everybody should have on a base level. I mean, a lot of fucking dudes in the hood who end up selling drugs or pimping women out, it just comes from lack of opportunity and lack of direction.
Byproducts of capitalism. At its because the greed trickles down to the financial institutions. Like we saw those rich people paying for their kids to get go through USC honors or whatever. And how many would-be inventors out there are being suppressed just because they're not financially allowed to, to grow or flourish.
This might bite me in the ass, but how many conversations did you have with your parents, serious conversations about what college you wanted to go to?
None.
Okay, see? That's what I thought.
I literally applied to one college.
I didn't apply to any.
I applied to Otis.
I applied to Otis. That was,
That was
it.
okay.
So
Well,
we
yes,
did too.
Okay, well then, yes, that would count as one.
Yeah.
But no one ever sat me down and said, Trey, what do you want to do with your life? Where are you leaning? What do you have your eye on? What are you interested in? Let's push you in that direction. Let's make sure you're academic pursuits are leading you, down the path that you wanna go down.
Yeah.
Nobody spoke about that, especially in the early to late 90s.
Yeah.
In the urban area.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
We were worried about just getting a job
Yeah.
out of high school.
Yeah.
You gotta ask yourself, with the way things are going, in the United States and everything, and just how, I don't know, just observing how the world's acting. It's like you gotta ask yourself if the United States is actually for sale, right? Because like the thing is that they're not making anything more valuable here as far as like the masses are concerned, right?
Yeah.
So like we're not trying to produce high quality individuals out here. We just want people to work. Mm-hmm. They do want like a certain class of individuals, and I'm not saying they're specifically saying we need a certain class of people to
Well, it looks like
higher education.
tech is our export at this point, right?
Right, yeah, exactly.
The tech market has been our is becoming our chief export.
So
no idea.
so the thing is this is that like if our population isn't being educated, and then it's up to them to seek out the education and educate themselves, but then they're also not giving the motivation to educate themselves, but just getting that carrot and dangled in front of them. Like if you work 80 hours a week, I'll pay you $30,000 a year. And they're like, whoa, that's nice. And it's like, okay, so now let me ask you, how much would I have to pay you to buy your life for 1 year? Like 30,000. Can I fucking chip you off 30 grand, and then I can have you for a full year all to myself, and then you do everything I say?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. You're like, oh,
Geez, speaking of,
fuck.
We got sat down at work today by like the big boss guy, the main boss dude. Came and sat down at our meeting and was saying how
Is this the Italian dude you spoke about early on in the podcast?
No, he's not Italian. But he is the boss of the whole company.
Okay.
And he came in and he sat us all down. He was like, I wasn't impressed with the presentation that you guys gave to such and such.
Wow.
Like it was like a big name. And he's like, I feel like, there's time. He basically sat us down, and then in the end, he was like, I want you to come in Saturdays. That's basically what he said. He kept talking about Saturdays, and like, I don't see it's a ghost town here. I'm like, yeah, 'cause we fucking live. Can we live without you fucking breathing down our necks on the fucking weekend?
Yes. Yeah.
Your pockets are getting fat. You're traveling the world.
Yeah.
Like that's not my priority here. Like I put in an honest day's work, and sometimes I'll put in extra. I come in extra. That's what I'm giving you.
Yeah. Because the thing is, like I heard recently was...
Fuck, dude.
Maybe the rebuttal is that he's already put in the work that he needs to put in, though. And so that's why he's in the position he's in.
Or he knows somebody. Like that dude
True.
hasn't sat down and fucking through I don't know. Maybe he knows graphic design inside and
he
out.
doesn't know that.
No.
Obviously, the head of a company isn't going to know. I mean, unless you're Elon Musk.
No, he doesn't know what his employees are doing. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, someone was saying that, like, you think you go into work to get that next level, to get that next paycheck, to get that raise, and really the boss is all he needs you to do is to make him look good.
Yeah.
That's really it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like my sole thing there is to come and make dope shit so you can make dope products. That's what where my mind goes.
Right.
That's everybody.
And I give you that as much as I can. You pay me for a certain amount of hours, and that's it.
That's the exploitive. That's just the exploitive nature of the corporate grind
world,
in general.
Yeah. That's just how it is. Yeah. So
everybody's getting fucked. It's just for me. It's about how much are you paying me to fuck me in the ass.
Yeah.
Does it feel better when I look at this check and I go, okay, you fucking me, but at least you paying me high quality whole numbers.
Yeah. I mean, and it's funny. Like, I guess I don't know. Just at work where I'm working right now, like the things that I'm doing, like I've moved around to every department. And so I know I do pretty much every department, minus like accounting and stuff like that, like the office shit. I don't know doing that, but it's like now like some of the dudes that I'd work with.
We'll be going tomorrow and they hand you a calculator.
No, I'm like, shut up.
You know what's going on.
You know what's happening.
They're like, I know this is crazy, but you got to do these algebra problems.
I'm like, fuck, you found me. You got my fraud.
I had that hat, the same hat as Enes. Here's a fucking Chappelle skit.
But here's a graphing calculator. Dude, you know when you see if someone had put a graphing calculator in front of you right now,
smack that shit off the fucking table.
You might as well be looking at an arc reactor. You're like,
Well, like, so
Fucking devil.
a normal day's work for me now is to go in, rebuild furniture, stain it, maybe like pack some orders for like these things, like and, pack some shit up, then run into the office, edit photos on Photoshop.
Really? They have you edit photos?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. Look at you.
Now and then then we have our own photography room, so we go and we take photos of like the stuff that we're doing.
Okay, you told us about that.
Yeah,
you guys
so-
are still in that process of doing that, right?
Dude, so we have.
Did you have like 50,000 things?
Yeah, it was
we have
insane.
5,000 items.
Jesus Christ.
And we
That's a
are
lot,
on
by the way.
number 400. Literally. And so here's the thing. It's just frustrating, right?
More than one photo.
And let me
of
guess.
Each item, right?
Let me guess. They
Twice,
think you're
two
not
photos.
doing it fast enough.
So they said that.
Of course they do this.
They
Greedy fucking assholes.
they said that, but then when they came and saw the process, they're like, "Oh, fuck!" And
Yeah,
they said
exactly.
they said this is going to take a lot longer than we expected, right? So this is all going to lead to what I'm about to say next. Like, and I was telling them, I go with the calculation that I came up with. If we go uninterrupted, it'll take us a year and a half to get this business going. A year and a half uninterrupted.
Yeah.
So what's happening is, let's say I'm in a different building. I'm not even on the same
Why
block.
don't they just hire some fucking rando
I don't-
to just sit there all day and photograph stuff?
Well, see, that's the thing, right?
That would be so easy.
Why don't they just bring some of the cellos from the shipping department?
It's true.
Have them shoot some shots.
No, bro.
They run off. Where'd the camera go? Where'd all their stuff go?
No, that shit would take like.
And they'd still come in to work the next day.
Yeah.
What happened? Where'd their stuff go? I don't know. What do you
Damn,
think
what
you
the
saw?
Basically, I told them what we need is I need to be there at least 8 hours shooting. I need to be there 8 hours. Me and the other person need to be there for 8 hours shooting nonstop, uninterrupted.
Yeah.
But what happens is we're a couple blocks away in another building taking these photos, right? We'll get a phone call. Hey, can you come back? I need you to help us.
Couple blocks away.
Yeah, can you come back? I need you to help us pack orders. And I'm like, cool. And I just tell the boss, I say, you know what?
Shut it down.
Yeah.
Shut it down. Every time.
Yeah, I go. Look, I'm here till 5, no matter what.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, I'll go and I'll pack these boxes.
Yeah.
But I'll just know that every time we do this, add a little notch to how much longer we're pushing this thing back. So we went from a year and a half. Now we're at 2 years. And they don't like hearing that, but it's the truth. And so
How is that calculated, by the way? You did how many you could do in a day?
Yeah, how many we could do in a day, plus how fast.
That's really funny, actually.
How fast it takes to edit each photo, right?
Yeah,
Each photo
yeah,
is
yeah.
like about 4 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes longer if it's a reflective thing, right? 7 minutes. And I'm like, then you calculate that, and it was like a year and a half. Like literally.
Steve's going to get the fucking sit down from the owner of his company. So, when you factored this in, did you factor in Saturdays?
No, they're like, no, they're going to be like that, and then they're like, and how long do you take to eat a lunch? How long does it take you to eat a lunch
Yeah.
normally?
30 minutes. Can we get that 30 minutes down to...
Can you shave that to 15?
15
minute,
minutes, 15 minutes,
45 seconds?
Yeah, exactly.
So I was telling them, I was like,
Speed eating. It's a new thing, new trend.
I keep getting called away from this, and it's just adding more time. So it's okay with me because I'm here till 5.
Yeah, you're just working all day until the end of the day.
But if you want this to get done, I need to be working on it. And so does the other person that I'm working with. She needs to be on it all the time too. She is. She's literally the only one because that's literally her only job. So when someone calls me away and they're like, hey, Steve, we need help unpacking boxes. I'm like, that's cool. Did you ask the owner if it's okay that we're putting off her new business?
Yeah.
Because you want me to unpack because you guys don't fucking move fast enough?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool. So it's like now I do everything. Like every day I'm editing photos. I'm fixing fucking tables. I'm sanding. I'm painting I'm retouching old paintings. Like I'm doing everything.
Yeah.
And it's fine. But it's just like, dude, when it
That
comes
shit
to
ain't
like,
fine.
It's not. It's really not.
so it's like, how long till I get burnt out?
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, dude.
I feel like it already. I'm pretty
Holy
burnt out.
shit.
I'm just like
Just got an autopilot.
Yeah,
like me.
exactly. Autopilot.
I
try.
Like, I zombie
I do
through that shit.
Trey's got that little alien from Men in Black in his head.
Yeah,
just
it's like he's all sweating and shit.
inside of
They're always amazed. They're like, damn, you you get out of here as soon as you're off, right? I was like, yeah, what the fuck else would I do?
Why would I stick around?
Stick around here.
Yeah.
Wait, do I get paid more if I just stay? Oh, I don't? Oh, then I'm leaving.
Yeah.
You clocking out as soon as you off?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
I leave right away, too.
I leave on the fucking dot.
Yeah.
Sometimes leave 15 minutes early. Like,
Seems like I didn't give out time to stay until my hours are done.
I can hear people yelling in my peripheral. Hey, Trey, yo, you love you.
Excuse me, sir, can you help me?
Hat.
Yeah.
but I could tell like some of the dudes there are getting a little bit like salty because like now I'm in the office. Like one dude came in and was like, "Oh man, look at you, you're all spoiled now in the air conditioning and stuff." And I
Hey,
was
shut
like,
the fuck up. You fired, nigga.
You're not my boss. I am today, bitch.
Well, and then another dude came in and was like, let me see what you're doing. Because he thinks I'm fucking off, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's like, let me see what you're doing. I'm like, all right, man, check this out. So what you got to do is, got to use this tool. This is called the selection tool, boom, blah. This is the burn tool.
Did he fucking?
No, he goes, you got to do all that? And I was like, yeah, but that's just setting it up, man. He goes, forget that. And he like walked out. And I was like,
that's right.
I was like, all right,
That's what I
dude.
thought,
So
little
nice.
bitch.
right, nigga.
I was like,
That's what I would say,
Know
yeah,
what
but
the
I'm not
fuck
going to
to
say
do.
it.
get the
what I
fuck out of
said.
here.
Photoshop king of the motherfucking world, nigga.
Take time to make quality work, motherfucker.
So, but that's how it's been at work. Things are good for me, but
It's cool, man.
the dudes are giving me a little bit of heat because they always do that though. They always do that
Who's
shit.
the guys? The Mexican guys?
You leveled up.
Anybody, if they think that they think that you love.
See, I knew you was white, Holmes.
Yeah, it's just,
Said it from the beginning.
they like one dude. I have to tell him like when he's repairing frames and stuff like that
Yeah.
for art. I have to tell him,
Clean
hey
up
man,
your fucking mess.
I'll be
all
back.
right. I was
Clean
like,
up your fucking mess. I think you say beaner probably. And then you say, get the fuck out of the studio.
well, check it out. So they're like, all right, hey, so he's not doing this, and I'm like, all right, I'll take care of it, right? So I'll go over there. Hey, man, when you're doing these things, right, these frame corners have to be 90-degree perfect. They can't be kinda, and they can't be rounded. And he's like, okay, I got it. And then like, they'll,
You're like, no, you don't.
So some of them will be okay, right?
Yeah.
And then as a couple days pass, he starts slumping back in the old shit. And then he'll bring me some shit to paint, right? So I have to paint these frames. And they're all chipped, right? There's like chunks taken of it. And I'm like, so I'm fixing them. He comes in, oh, you have to redo it. I'm like, yeah, man, when you brought this in, there's literally like a chunk the size of like a match head, not even in the
It's
box.
supposed to be filled in.
It's supposed to be smooth, fucking
Yeah.
perfect.
No
it's-
character at
right?
all.
It's like, well, someone drops it on its corner, right?
Yeah,
That whole corner snaps off. You got to make a new corner, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just part of that props area. And it's like, all right. And then the dude, like, refuses to do this shit. And I'm like, yo, man, just like, why are you fighting against doing your fucking job? If you don't like it, don't fucking come in, man. Like, no one's asking you to come in. Like, I'm not asking you to fucking jack off dudes and collect their semen. I'm saying, make this shit a 90-degree angle. That's it. So I tried to be cool with them, like, the other day.
Do you ever think that you take your job too seriously?
That dude or me?
You.
Me? No.
Me? Maybe you need to relax a little.
No, dude. No. Hold on, I think I just turned the dial with this fucking cord. That fucked something up right there?
No, I don't think so.
The last dial?
You're fine.
So anyways,
We were just talking how Steve is micromanaging everyone at his job.
I'm not. I'm not, I'm not. I just like, they're like, hey, because the guy that's like my supervisor is hey, I think that we should do this and that, blah, blah. I was like, you know what, let me talk to him first. Give the dude a chance, right? And I was like, hey, man, so when we do this, let's do this. I'm trying to keep him out of the fucking fire, dude, literally. I'm like, but you know what I mean. And so I'm trying to keep him out of the fire, and I'm like, dude, when you do this and that, he's like, oh, yeah, but this, and that. And I'm like, yeah, it's cool, man, but you know what? I catch heat, too, if I don't do something right, and I'm just trying to, like, give you a heads up before he sees it. Yeah. He's like, yeah, but this and that. And I'm like, okay, man.
Yeah, he's not getting through to him.
But can you do this? And then he goes, well, here's the thing. The thing is that I know what I'm doing is the right way. And I was like,
what if he was, though? What if he was right?
Then no one would ever buy anything that he's doing. It looks like halfway done.
That's the funniest response ever. I think I'm going to use that at work. I'm like, here's the crazy thing, though. It's so crazy, but I know the way I'm doing it is the right way.
I know it's the right way.
I know it's the right way.
And
so when you're telling me the wrong way to do it,
it's confusing me.
That's hilarious. That's a great rebuttal.
So I was like, when he fucking said that, I just went, oh. okay, so you just want me
can't
to
change your fucking mind.
You just want me to tell you that you're right.
Yeah.
And then the conversation, or the other way.
So what did you tell him?
So I go. Okay. So then the girl I'm working with, she's like kind of like my supervisor. She walks up. She goes, "Look, here it is. Corners need to be 90 degrees. Don't over sand. That's it. The conversation's over." Like, because she was like sick of it.
Oh damn!
Yeah, she's like, she goes, "Steve, okay, listen, when you talk to this dude, you have to keep it short, to the point, with no, don't. I saw that you were." She goes, "I let it go because I
Remember,
wanted."
he is a low life, and you treat him as such.
No. She was like,
peasant.
I wanted to hear how you were doing. You were doing really well. If he was a normal human being, but he's not. You know, like
he's an R word, is what she said.
No. Yeah, he's you know what our word is.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
She's like, wink,
No,
wink.
but she's like, so with him, he'll take everything you say and he'll twist it into his favor, and then later on tell the bosses that you said this, and then you're gonna spend a week putting out a fire for no reason.
Yeah.
She's like, look, I learned with him, like everything you did was like awesome for like a regular person, but he won't do that because I've tried that. She goes, you have to go bullet points, and then you have to shut the door in his face. Like, that's it.
I'm like, you know what the crazy thing is? You hired him.
No, she didn't, but right. But here's the thing.
You physically shut a door in his face? You just find a door?
So after we have this talk with him, right?
You go create a door? You saying this shit?
Hey, come on over here. Let me talk this shit. Let me talk to you real
Now
quick.
stand there.
So
I built this.
we're over in the photography like studio area, and he has like a little like area outside to where he like works on stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, this dude took like pistachio seeds and spit them everywhere. His fucking shells were everywhere, and I was like, what?
This dude got black in him?
Huh? Nah, they're not black.
I think he got some black in him.
I think someone just watched Office
Because that
Space
sounds
for the
like
first
something
time.
a black person would do.
So here's the craziest thing about
Now
it.
that would have been sunflower seeds. He
But
said
I'm
pistachios.
saying, hey, pistachio, sunflower.
Any nut family.
I'm likening and
Yeah. But the crazy thing is
togetherness.
that he was spitting them around a garbage can. Dude, the garbage can was in the way of his spit path. Like, straight up, like, he could have just, like, arm length dropped them in, but he decided to spit them on the ground.
Come on, dude. He's not Kobe Bryant, though.
Someone's
Kobe
running-
Bryant, does he have arms? Does he know how to work phalanges?
Someone's working for Employee of the Month.
Yeah, yeah.
And watch, he's going to get it, and Steve's going to look stupid.
Julio, come on up here. Julio. But, and then so she had to be like, really? With the seeds? And he's like, what? She was like, what do you mean, what?
I love this guy.
She's like, what do you mean, what?
This guy's fantastic.
She's
What?
like, yeah. And so when I was talking
What
to
about
him, when I was talking to him, there was times where I wouldn't agree with him. Like, you know, man, I go, but it's all a matter of perspective. And he would look at me, just stare at me.
Because in his head, he's like, I mean,
We're gonna
your
fight.
perspective is wrong, but
And I was like,
That's your perspective.
I was like, why? You're staring at me like you caught me looking at your girl, is what you're staring at me like. And I'm like, I'm not going to look away from you because like,
another staring contest.
I'm not worried about you. I'll take those knees. I'll just take them if you come at me, bro. You know, it's like, come at me, bro. And that's why. But he stares at me in an inappropriate way at work. And I'm like, why are you staring at me?
Do you say anything?
Dude? He's a
Do you
little
say
bit older.
anything?
No, I just keep staring at him.
I like vocalizing it and stepping it up one.
Yeah,
when someone's
yeah.
looking at me, I'm like,
Hey, man,
what?
the fuck you looking at?
No, I just say, what?
Well, what do you? I was like, do you need something else?
Yeah.
But there was a time. There was a time where I was like on my knees, like sanding like a table.
Yeah.
And
Where
he went to walk by, right? And he could have walked by anywhere, but he wanted to walk where I was at. And so I'm standing. He's just standing there. And he goes, Steven, move. And I was like, what? He goes, move. And I stood up. I go, did you tell me to move? He's like, oh yeah, I need to get. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna move. And let me move this out of the way for you so you can walk by. I go, you good?
No, you had to fucking sun that guy and just be like, all you gotta do is ask me to please move.
Yeah.
Literally,
I've done
one
that
word.
I was like, all right, man.
One word in front of that could have changed the whole thing. Here.
Yeah. I was like, okay. I was like, you good?
Yeah.
When he walked by, I was like, are you good? He's like, oh,
hilarious.
yeah. Because I was like starting, I get amped way too quick, so I have to like
Yeah, Steve's a
chill
psychopath.
myself, dude.
Steve's a psychopath.
No. I
don't like that shit, though. That move shit.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
don't
no, of
fucking
course.
tell me to move, dude.
I don't do that at
Yeah.
all. You know, I'll ask a person like, I'll just walk around a person. Dude, I don't think I've ever been in a situation where I've had to ask a person to move.
Outside, dude. Like,
Yeah, I'll get around them.
I'll look at the situation and go, I can't go there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
go
let me
elsewhere.
go this way.
I've done that at Target many times. I'm like, I can't fit because this person's going sideways
Yeah.
with the shit. next
let's
aisle.
go. Yeah, exactly.
Or I'll say, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, excuse me, my fault. I'm sorry.
And
Yeah.
but I literally laughed in his face, and I was like, "All right, man, is that right?" I was like, "Okay, are you good?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay, there you go." Like,
You probably think
goes-
you're such a psycho.
yeah, because I was fucking getting mad, dude. I was like, "Fuck you," you know, like don't talk to me like that,
Yeah.
you know. And I'm trying to stay cool. I was minding my own business, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you got fucking problems. Like, you need to figure that shit out.
I almost got talked to super, super fucking rude today. Actually, no, I did get talked to super, super rude.
You cut it off.
No, I didn't cut it off because
You
it
walked
was
away,
from
just turned around,
it was
walked
from my bigger boss who said some shit, and I was like, but it's funny now that I look at how it actually happened. He said it, and it was like really, really rude, and then he kind of tapered it off at the end, you know,
Yeah.
just to kind of because he realized it was getting too much.
Yeah.
He was at the end there, and I just like
All right, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
feel good, like
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
Can I finish now?
yeah, in the end of the fucking day, like it's like, what have you accomplished?
Yeah.
What have you accomplished by doing that?
But you know, I love that we sit here and complain.
Except for all he did right there. All he did right there was put in a little deposit.
Yeah.
Into my bank of what I'm holding in there. And I was like, yeah, it's okay. That's not the first time he's in there. So.
Okay, man.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, well, yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like you said, like that corporate environment is exactly what it is fucking. It's demeaning to the people who work there because people talk to each other like shit.
Yeah.
But it's learned behavior from the people above them who talk to them like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, this is how you treat people when you're
trickle
the
down.
boss.
Well,
Yeah.
it goes
You know?
back to what Steve was talking about, is that everyone is trying to make themselves look the absolute best that they possibly
Yeah,
can.
seriously.
And they're utilizing
Seriously,
all of these tools to try to make
Yeah.
them look the best they possibly can. And sometimes you just happen to fall into, the wrong, I don't know, form of function. And they go,
Yeah.
this shit didn't work out, so you got to get it because I'm not going to put it on myself. I mean, how often does your boss go, I fucked up?
Whew, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
I fucked up in a situation. Of course, you can't do that, right?
Yeah.
Taking ownership, and the weird thing is that in the world, people stress that so much. You really have to take ownership. All of that blah 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 Facebook shit. You have to take
Facebook shit.
you have to take ownership of everything that you do. You have to make sure it's the utmost ownership because you'll never go anywhere in life without blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, people don't act like that in real life. In real life, people point the fucking finger just like everybody else. Nobody wants to take ownership of shit.
The higher ups just want culpability. That's all they want. They want someone to yell at. Like, this is your fault. That's really what they want more than anything.
Yeah, but that's just like normal, common, everyday corporate life.
That sucks,
work.
though.
That's just how it is. That's how it is. And then people work so hard to stay there.
It's so different.
Like in the situation you were speaking about earlier about your bosses coming down on you about a presentation or a presentation that wasn't as
up to par
as they thought it should be. Somebody signed off on it, right?
Yeah.
So why is it not their fault?
Well, the thing that's
Because-
fucked up is because one of my many bosses, the boss within our creative team, he wasn't there, but he knows that
How
we
convenient.
took on something like way later than we should have. We should he was saying it many times, like this should have been proposed 3 months ago. Like we worked on it. I know, what is that?
Why are we getting static feedback? There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, no. It was just it wasn't on us.
Okay.
It wasn't incumbent on. It was really our collaborators dragging their feet, and then we pay the consequences.
Yeah.
And I honestly didn't think it was too bad. I by the way, after I got shit on, we were reviewing the logos, and one of my logos got chosen, so I was pretty happy with
That's
that.
dope.
Because it was like
Nice.
a completely original logo, so I was like, yes. It made me feel really. I was telling Trey earlier, like before I came to work, I was like mentally preparing myself. I haven't like meditated in a long time, and I do like my chanting meditations or whatever. And I did that all the way from when I left my house to my work, so 55-minute chant. And I know it sounds crazy, but I needed it, and I was like, I came into work.
That's when you know it's tough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chant on my way to work.
Yeah. And it felt good. And I came into work like really propelled by it, because it's nice to not listen to shit and just allow yourself, to kind of zone out a little. But yeah, and when it was so much fucking happiness in the work, and then that was the first thing that happened this morning. I got shit on, and I was like, and we were just talking about how the gods are like, this guy fucking with his meditation.
Fuck out of here.
Guys, let's show him what we can do here. Take the spirits down a little bit.
That's the thing.
I've done that many times. Exactly what you said. Listen to some fucking Umi says on the way to work, and I'm like, wow, man, this is gonna be a really good day.
Setting yourself up mentally for a real positive day.
Excuse me. Hey, nigga.
You're like, goddamn, right off the bat.
Fuck.
Yeah.
See, the cool thing about, I think, why I get a little bit of salt from the dudes is because, like, I have a boss, but nobody's managing me. I manage myself because
that's good. They trust you to be autonomous.
Yeah, because like if I don't do something, that means that the thing that I'm doing is not there, and they're like, you didn't do this because it's literally not here. It's like, oh, so I have to show shit, but I've also earned the right to like not have someone stand over my fucking shoulder all the time. So I love that, but yeah, it gets tough, especially. Don't get me wrong though, I was at a point to where someone was managing me all the time, and and I think it made me fuck up more, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I fucked up a lot.
I'm in your position.
Yeah,
at work I don't have they basically go, this is what we need done.
Yeah, you just get that
and they
shit
go
done.
have at it, and it's because I've done, I've met the bar so many times. Nobody has to wonder whether it's going to get done. They just go, oh, okay,
Just
it's
going to
be
in the
done.
bathroom stall right now. What's it doing? You know?
Dude, I hustle all day, man, to get my shit done. Like I really just like what you're saying. I get my shit done, dude.
But where you're at is so big.
Yeah, it is.
So, but I mean, you have to be managed because it's so much.
There's so much craziness.
But
it's
oscillations
like,
and
dude,
shit.
there's just like
decisions change every
so
5 minutes.
Many projects running at one time, and I literally it's hard for me to keep track because they're like, oh, did you do that? And I was like, I feel stupid sometimes. Yeah, seriously, I feel stupid sometimes because I'm like, I know it sounds familiar, but I don't fucking know. I've done so much.
I used to do that. I used to get that way when I was at another area and where I was working.
It makes me feel dumb, to be honest.
Yeah, I was like, I used to come home and be like, damn, my fucking job makes me feel like a fucking idiot. Because I'm like, I don't remember. They're like, you don't remember that? And I'm like, I don't remember that. Like straight up, I'm not gonna pretend at all. I'm like, I can look it up though. Like, but I don't
fake the funk either. I'm like, I don't remember that. Can you please tell me?
Yeah, because like you look stupid just sitting there for 5 minutes and you're like playing with their balls for like 5 minutes to hopefully they don't. Oh yeah. So anyways, like I was saying, that thing. Yeah, and you're like, fuck. Yeah, like, come on, man.
No, because they almost gave me a heart attack today because there was something. I swear to God, dude. I told them I was like, feel my fucking heart right now. You're making it pound. Like because it was something where they were like,
be a deadline.
Yeah, no, it was something like I had put the wrong label on this garment.
Yeah,
that was the wrong inset label. Literally, there's 2 different labels. They're exactly the fucking same. One's just a different color.
Okay.
Anyways, like we were just establishing things, and apparently it wasn't fully conveyed to me like what the appropriate labels to be on there were. So that, oh my God, we're in production with the blue ones. They're supposed to be the red ones. Oh my God, $1,000 liability. Yeah. I'm like, dude, like I got fucking mentioned by a big person in an email thread. Yeah, like so like I don't want to. And I told her, and she was like, oh Patrick, I think we did this and this, and I was like, don't even fucking say that. We went over to the production area and talked to all the production team. And they reiterated what I said, and I was like, "That's right, sir. I was like, you're making me go crazy." I was like, literally raised my heart rate. I was like, if that were true, I'd want to die right fucking now, right here on the fucking floor, because dude, it was stressed me out, dude.
The fucking janitor sweeping you with the big broom at the end of the night, sweeping you in,
sucked me into the fucking polisher. Yeah, dude, I was scared.
Coming in the morning, you're hung from the rafters.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
we should have told him he was actually right.
Yeah, whoops, he Epsteined himself.
Oh, that's fucked up.
But it's not fucked up because he was fucked up.
I was about to say, but it's not fucked up because he's dude, pedophile island.
Yeah. That's the worst.
This nigga actually had
the name, dude. Oh,
he had a fucking island that they called Pedophile
I never heard
Island.
that, by the way. I've never heard that.
Yes, the island that he owned, that was the code name for it amongst the people he hung out with. Pedophile Island.
The one that Bill Clinton would go with them too?
Hey, you know what? All those white rich fucks, best believe those dudes were there.
Yeah.
That island wasn't just filled with a bunch of underage kids and disgusting white fucking perverts to fuck them.
This shit, like this the whole like lid being blown off these whole like backdoor pedophile situations going on. is this not exactly what people speak about when they talk about Illuminati and things of that nature? And people go, shut the fuck up. It doesn't exist.
What is it?
It's happening.
Yeah. and it's creeps from all over the world. You know what I mean?
Of course.
It's like,
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
It's it's that dude. He got it too easy. Being just hung.
Oh, definitely.
He got too easy. That dude should have been fucking worked.
He should have been he should have been in jail for the rest of his life.
Yeah,
at a real jail.
And being fucking made sweet love to by all kinds.
Oh, but I think he knew that was in store for him.
But did he do it or
I don't know
that's
about
the thing. There's a lot of conspiracy theories.
I don't get why there's any conspiracy theories because like the guy he knew he was going to jail for life.
Yeah.
There's been plenty of cases, documented cases where dudes who know that they're going to die get killed in prison, or they kill themselves rather. They commit suicide.
Well, the conspiracy theories revolve around the fact you spoke about Clinton.
Yeah.
He had all of these people that he was cool with.
Yeah,
and all of these people are now suspected to have been engaging in the same inappropriate activities as him. So if you have all of these guys, and these guys are worth a bunch of money, and then they also have a house of cards that him being put in jail could possibly fucking smash to the ground, then they go, hey, well, because I believe he should have been on suicide watch. So that's part of the conspiracy as well, because he tried to commit suicide. It might have been a few weeks to a month before before this situation.
Yeah.
So they're going, well, if this is a guy who obviously is known by the guards to be in a suicidal state, why is he not being watched?
They said that at that particular prison, they're like super understaffed and they max people out on their hours. So
I heard about that.
There was,
too.
I mean, that doesn't sound too far fetched. I mean, maybe it's convenient.
Right.
Either way,
this
he's
dude's
dead.
worth a lot of fucking money.
Either way, he's
and
fucking dead.
He's worth a lot of money, and
Maybe,
he
I
has
don't
a
know.
trial coming up where he could possibly be, sentenced for whatever he was going through. It seems like that would be a person that you would want to feel the full extent of the law, rather than allow that singular person to commit suicide. That seems the easy way out.
Or they got
like they want to convict him post mortem.
No. What I'm saying is that
convict a dead guy.
when you want
I thought that's what you were saying.
when you want him convicted rather than to kill himself, he's worth a fucking shit ton of money.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't there be eyes on this guy? No. We're not going to allow him to kill himself.
I heard someone today. Oh, he's back on that island. That's a fucking crazy conspiracy.
Hilarious.
He's on the island.
Back on the island, dude. Maybe
that would be Illuminati if they found him. How fucking
Just hanging out and shit. Like,
dude. That would be
fucking little girls.
One, dude.
Yeah.
He's like just back. He didn't learn his lesson.
He's in a
hammock.
He's got Bahama shirt on, right? He's got pineapples all over and shit. Like he's hanging out.
On a Mai Tai and a cigar.
Thriller jacket.
Freak shit.
Or they got everything they needed from him, and they're like, just let him be. And they fucking let him murk himself.
Because it's like, what if he had that much power? Like he was connected to so many,
I don't know how conspiracy theory it is, but I feel that there were so many people that he was connected to that one of those guys probably were like, hey, man, just make sure you're understaffed, and we already know this dude is going to take care of himself.
Yeah. How'd he hang himself? What did he hang himself with?
They always give him cloth of some sort, man.
Dude, once they would have put that cat Epstein, is it Epstein or Epstein?
Let's say Epstein, because I think it's the new.
Okay, dude. Once they would have put the fucking
Epstein, I think.
Once they would have put the heat to this cat's
Albert.
feet.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think they said that the real way you're supposed to pronounce that to respect the Jews is Einstein.
I don't know.
That's what I heard. Sorry, go for it.
No, I'm sorry. Basically, what I'm saying is that him being dead is the greatest possible outcome for anybody who was associated with what he was doing.
Of course.
Anybody.
Yep.
They go perfect.
Yeah.
Now he can't implicate me in anything.
Yeah, that would be that would be very convenient.
Unless they got his...
Clinton was like,
yes. Oh, definitely.
Can't get
Definitely. Yeah, I mean...
Can't get me.
Probably wasn't the first vagine he put a cigar in.
Oh, man. Yeah, that guy.
Sorry.
little baby girl.
Well,
that's fucked up, dude. That's so That's like the epitome of evil.
So you just go on the island with like some machine guns, right? I mean, they probably got dudes already on there with machine guns.
I gotta release raptors on that island.
Yeah.
They'll eat the kids too, but they've undergone so much trauma.
They need to be
You don't
eaten.
want them to fucking live.
Yeah, like I would say, just bomb that island.
Just drop one big bomb.
Just take it all out real quick. Just boom.
Islands.
You said Raptors, Pedophile Island, and Jurassic Park.
You mix them together. It's a fucking movie.
Pedophile Raptor Island.
See how this plays out. It's just raptors eating fucking pedophiles.
Dude, it would be like watching
perfect, right?
Inglourious Bastards. You're just
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
everyone that's getting horribly killed, it's great.
Yeah,
Because they're bad
fucking
people.
cares. Yeah.
Because they're not good people.
Well, I started watching.
One Dexter Raptor.
It's like a raptor with Dexter head.
He's like, I'm killing all of the killers.
Yeah, that's kind of what he's doing. Yeah.
So speaking of like Illuminati and all these fucking people or whatever, I started watching this documentary or docu-series on Netflix called The Family.
Okay, what's it about?
So it's about so this guy, he's 21 years old.
I started watching The Boys, by the way. So.
Oh, nice. Okay.
At the park?
I should have not allowed that. That was my fault. No, that was my bad. That was my
watching
bad.
The Boys.
So I put myself in that situation. I apologize.
It was way too juicy.
perfect.
I'm sorry. It was
Perfect.
low hanging fruit.
So this dude, he's like 21 years old. He's I think at Yale, and he's a writer.
Yeah.
And so he runs into this guy. He starts talking to him about like Jesus, right? And because this guy is a writer, but he wants to travel the world and write about different religions. So the guy's like, oh, blah blah blah, and they follow the word of Jesus, but not in the Christian sense, like not in the organized religion sense. They're like that's just for the masses. So
They're
basically,
special.
yeah. So it's talking about there's like 12 guys in a house, right? And what they do is they do like gardening, janitorial work, schedule meetings, and they do all this bitch work for these super powerful politicians.
And they're gay.
No, they haven't got to that.
12 guys in the house.
But
No other thing it could be.
it's run like a fraternity, right? So these guys, what they basically do is they like read scripture all the time, but like they have a Bible.
This is real?
This is real.
That's
They have
creeping me out already.
They have a Bible, and on the front of the Bible it just says Jesus, and the Bible's literally they have is all Jesus.
Jesus, the
stuff,
autobiography.
right? So
Written by Alex Haley, the same man who brought you the autobiography of Malcolm X and Roots.
it's so because Jesus was black.
Yes, well. Can't
That's
fight.
right. That's right.
He definitely wasn't
Facts
black.
are facts.
Well, he wasn't white.
But he wasn't white.
He wasn't white.
Facts are facts.
Yeah. So basically, what they do is they recruit him in.
Yeah.
And the politicians that are there, I guess all kinds of high-powered people from all over the world, from Russia, from like Uganda, like these high-end, they all go to this house and they do like prayer and things like that. Mm-hmm. But then they discuss like politics and they make decisions. And one of the guys that was there was telling the 12 guys when they have like a group meeting and stuff, he's like, so why are we here? Why do we do this and that? He's like, so we're here because we were chosen by God. Same way that kings felt like they were chosen by God.
Mm-hmm. They're crazy.
So you're chosen by God. And he goes, God chooses us, and then we choose who runs the world.
That's so fucking scary.
Yeah, and so...
That people that powerful are dum-dums and tied to the fucking religion.
So it's like, so then who, like, are they all the same group and they just, like, flow through these things, like, through this house in Washington, through Bohemian Grove, through fucking like a Mason type thing, and then they all the Masonic temples. Are they all like they all are in the same group, but they flow through these.
That Masonic temple shit is weird though, because there's a lot of like 45-year-old black dudes.
Dude, there are.
I'm a Mason,
Right, and then they got that little tag on the back of their car.
Cadillac.
Yeah, you're
on the
like,
back of their
come
Cadillac.
Man, how does that work?
Yep.
Yeah, that's strange.
Fucking bus driver.
Yeah.
You not?
But I'm going to the Masonic
I'm not gonna
Lodge
lie,
after this.
It's weird, but it's also kind of cool. Like, I would like to be in the Stonecutters. You know?
Maybe they feel
Secret handshake?
Feel
Yeah.
feel fucking
Give
special.
it dope.
You give the sheriff when he pulls you over with all that coke in your trunk.
I give him the fucking beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, and then he's like,
Handshake. He's like, okay. So
And
I'm gonna need you to
and then
step
I'm like,
out.
now get the fuck out of
And
here.
get the fuck out of here.
Because you're higher than him on the pecking order at
Yeah,
the cult.
yeah.
And he's like, right away, sir.
You pull your shirt
Bows
to the
away.
side. You got your fucking ribbon cloak thing underneath, and
Yeah.
you just kind of like pull
Yeah.
to the side. You're like, hey.
You didn't give me that secret handshake, and you weren't insured by Progressive. You would have had a
Oh,
problem.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys, I've only watched half of the first
What's it called
episode,
again?
The Family,
Oh, interesting.
and
What,
wanna
you said
watch
it's
that.
on Netflix?
Netflix. Yeah, I think it just.
Have
came
you
out.
watched Paihu yet?
Pie?
Pihu? One of the two.
PewDiePie?
No, it's
PewDiePie.
it's a movie that's on Netflix.
Oh, the assassin.
No. This is it just shows a little
Made it
girl.
all cool.
I haven't seen it, but I've come across
Did you guys watch Black Noir, by the way?
No.
Okay, sorry.
But I recently came across some reviews of it, and they say it's horrifying if you have children.
What's it called? Pihu?
It's called Pihu. It's a little
what's
girl.
it about?
It's a little girl sitting on the floor. Well, I read the
fiction
synopsis.
or real?
No, it's fiction.
Oh, okay.
But I read the synopsis, and I guess the synopsis is that the girl has a little girl has a family of a father and a mother. The father goes out for he goes out for business for the weekend, and upon waking up that next day following him leaving, the mother doesn't wake up. I guess she has something happens to her in her sleep, so she dies.
Damn.
So essentially, this little girl is without any supervision in a house all alone by herself for I know all alone and by herself for two of the same exact things.
Yeah.
But she's by herself for the whole weekend.
Okay, party.
And I guess within the span of that whole weekend, she's climbing up on shit where she could possibly fall. She's coming in contact with knives and things where she could cut herself. She burns herself. So they say that anyone with kids, it gives you a fucking heart attack because you're like, dude, if that ever happened to my child.
I mean, it's interesting. It's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Juby's grabbed
I'd
like
probably
a
be
knife
fucking
before.
bored as shit. I was like,
when she started being able to reach up on top of the thing, yeah, she's grabbed the knife and I was like, "Thank you, baby," and she gives it to me. I'm like, yeah,
God.
she would kill herself. She would die if we weren't in the house because she climbs on top of things. Yeah, she would die.
do you? Maybe I asked you.
100% she would be dead.
Maybe I asked you this before, but like, have you ever woke up in the night she was standing in the doorway or no?
No. For one, she's in a crib, so no.
Like she'll crawl out of that shit.
No,
and
she
just
won't crawl
standing
out of the
there?
crib. No.
Hit
But
her-
here's the thing. I
hit her
used
with the fucking pillow.
I used to do that to my parents.
That's so
Because I used to
fucking-
sleepwalk. My mom said that I used to cut, and think how terrifying this is. And now, if I thought about Juby doing that to me, it would give me goosebumps.
Yeah,
'Cause
dude.
I'd be
Holy
like,
shit.
there's got to be a way to like, I'm gonna lock the fucking door.
You're gonna catch a heel. To the
I have a fucking bat right next to my bed.
Just a beat
Don't
the shit
come
out
at
of
me.
it.
Don't come at me,
Come
Juby.
at me, Juby, bro.
Yeah. No, but I used to do that. I used to
No,
go.
daddy, no, daddy.
No, stop! It's me.
No,
She's
no.
your
You
daughter.
swing it, and she fucking catches that shit with one hand.
Oh, then I reach for the knife and I plunge it straight into her heart. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It hurts me more than it.
She's possessed by payment.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right. No, but I used to sleepwalk a lot when I was younger, and I would walk into my parents' room. She's and I must have been like 5 or 4 or 6, something around there. And I would just stand next to the bed and just start talking and talking.
Oh my
and
God.
talking. And then
Choke
either
you.
sometimes I would wake up or sometimes I would just leave. I would just go back to my room.
The sleepwalkers are fucking scary as
That's
fuck.
really scary because you associate it with
Have
the
you
paranormal.
have you ever
or
seen
something.
someone sleepwalking?
Oh, I was gonna
and
say,
you're watching
Scary
it?
movies fuck that up for
Well,
everyone.
we were a friend of mine when we were in high school. We were playing video games in his room, and his brother fucking like, we have like all lights off, just the TV on, and we're playing. His brother walks in the room and says, "Oh, I'm looking for my tools," and I was like, "What?" And my friend grabs me, and he always starts laughing when his brother does it because he fucks with him so hard. And he was standing in the corner. I was like, "Yo, what's wrong with your fucking brother, dude?" He's like, "He sleepwalks a lot." He's like, "Yeah, Rick." He's like, "What tools?" and he's like, "God, the tools." This that, and then he wakes up and he's like, "Fuck you." And like I think he wakes up and he like walks out.
4.8 volt miter saw.
But that was my friend Mike, who used to always fucking like.
That's really funny, actually.
That dude used to do the craziest shit. You talk to him for like 30 minutes, and then you realize his balls have been out of his zipper the whole time. You're
I
like,
think
this
my whole
fucking
thing,
guy,
I would
dude.
try and cull knowledge from them. Like, hey, man, what's your darkest secret?
Oh man, but that shit's
the
fucking.
man.
Have you heard of a place called Pedophile Island?
Dude, I watched in high school. I watched my friend's little brother. Like he like got up, walked into a corner in his living room, pulled his dick out, and started pissing on the floor in the corner of the living room.
Fuck.
Dude, I didn't even stop him. I was just like.
Tight. You're tight.
I watched him. He like finished. I was like went back to sleep.
Need a
and
little
shit.
shiver at the
Dude,
end.
I woke up in the morning to his mom like, who the fuck pissed in the motherfucker's corner?
Was it carpet or hardwood?
No, it was carpet, bro. It's fucking carpet.
That's fucked up.
And I knew who did it. She was like, who did this shit? I was like, I don't know.
But you're the dude standing there. I'll bet you a stupid motherfucker Trey came in and pissed in the goddamn corner.
Yeah. I didn't say anything. I was like, no, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't want to get in the middle of that.
Nah.
Who would do that?
Fuck, dude. No, man.
And it was full of like dudes coming in and out, so it could have been anyone. And I'm pretty sure she figured it was one of us. One of you motherfuckers pissed in my
I'm seriously
living
waiting
room.
for that, dude. If that ever happens with Droopy, it's gonna scare the fuck out of me.
Yeah, it's gonna be scary. You guys,
Like I would really be scared.
you just
in my
gotta
heart.
gotta put a fucking net down that like comes up from the ground and the
tiger trap
Yeah,
of some
tiger
sort.
trap net.
Just a
fucking
fucking
sling her
3-foot drop filled with sharp
up. Or
wooden
drop.
spikes.
Yeah, I was
She'll
thinking
never make it to
I was
the edge
thinking
of the
like
bed.
a hammock net that would suck her up into the ceiling or something. You
That
know?
seems less.
Suck her up into the
That seems
ceiling.
more humane.
Yeah, it's a little more humane. I came across this.
Hey, does it ever release her? No.
What?
They're like, where does that go?
Release.
Oh, this is like Willy Wonka's
Release?
factory. That leads to the furnace.
So I was listening to this video, and this guy was talking about how on Android phone there's like a sleeping app, right, to help you sleep better and blah blah. And what it does is it records. I don't know how it works.
Your brain waves.
But no, it records
Your pulse.
like the sound in your room, right? So like if you wake up,
I don't like that.
If
I don't want to know what sounds going on in my room.
Yeah. So if you wake up or
Yeah, see, like, what if I heard that? Steve, what would happen in my house?
well, I don't. It'd be burn it down, maybe. Huh?
Burn it to the ground. All the memories I made in that house, they'd have to be gone.
So it records like movement and sound anytime something happens, right? Mm-hmm. So she said she'd been doing it for like 3 months, and it's been gauging like sleep apnea is what it's for, and all this other shit. And it gauges like how many times you're waking up.
This isn't going to be a scary story, right?
No. So she said one night she was sleeping. So one night she was sleeping, and she's listening to it because it shows you where there's disturbance, Yeah. And she's listening, and she says, "What are you doing?" And then there's like this voice that goes, nah. Like that, and then.
Well, wait. This was on what again? Sorry.
So they played the recording.
Tinder.
This is
a lady. This is the lady recording in her house.
So on her phone records every time she gets sleep apnea.
Okay,
she
so it's
knows
recording her in her own room.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And I'm sorry. Yes, I probably. So whenever she goes to bed, she sets it up to where this app will record every time she gets sleep apnea, so she knows how many times she's waking up in the night.
Got you.
So then it recorded her saying, "What are you doing?" Like that.
She was speaking in her sleep.
Yeah. So I guess.
She have a husband?
No, it's just her and her daughter.
Okay.
And then
I'll be pissed off.
yeah, and then so
D'Angelo? Who's dreaming out? Who's dreaming out?
That's a
D'Angelo?
black voice. No, I know black voice when I hear one. Yeah, and then so she's like, "What are you doing?" And then something answering goes, and then like you hear her kind of talk a little bit more, and we can't really. It's an auto. You can't really hear it, right? So she goes back. She's like, "What is this disturbance? Like, like what is this?" And she plays it back, and she's like, "Fuck that!" So she doesn't record anymore, and it was just like. They don't know what it was. She said it happened one other time.
How trippy would it be if it was her?
It's like multiple.
That's scary too. That's scary too, actually.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and shit.
It's true.
Ooh, that'd be scary. I'm like, well, now I got to kill myself. All the memories I've built in this body, just like the house, got to be gone.
Good cop, bad cop in herself.
I mean, what do you think would happen if you like recorded yourself at night sleeping, or
You know
like
what?
videotaped yourself?
We got the we have now a camera in Droopy's room, right?
Right.
So like I remember the first time I had all the notifications on because it notifies you when there's a noise disturbance and it notifies you when there's movement. And I remember there was a movement disturbance, and I the first time I got that notification, and I was like, please don't be a goblin. Just please don't be a fucking Insidious in the fucking corner of the room. Because I'm like, that would kill me. It's like,
dude. I mean, there was a.
but it was nothing. It was nothing.
What if you do tape yourself, but the only thing you do is you just get up and you fucking pop lock brilliantly,
dude.
and you just go.
I'd be
sleep.
disappointed. I'd be disappointed. I'd be
And you just
really,
go right
really-
back to sleep. Like,
Yeah. Oh, I'd be totally mad. I'm
Yeah.
like, really? I have somehow have rhythm in my sleep,
Yeah, nice.
but not in real life.
Not
but this
really.
is every night. Like
You want to know why you're fucking
you put together like a highlight film.
the Bergs. Yeah. You don't know why your fucking quads are just sore every night when you wake up in the
Right?
morning. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude. What,
You're
fucking,
doing the fucking
you do, you're unlocking
Breaking
your
your
fucking
arms
shoulder
down like
joints.
you're fucking crunking.
Yeah.
You're fucking doing crunking shit.
You're looping your body with your fucking arms all the way behind your back and shit.
should really be hurt.
Oh, that looks like it hurts really bad.
Yeah.
God damn, I'm amazing when I'm sleepwalking.
Dude, but there's another one I was listening
I'd
to.
have to sleep handcuffed. I can't keep doing this in the night.
This kid said that he woke up like early in the morning and crawled in bed with his parents before school or something like that. And he said that he was sleeping like on the edge of the bed because he knew he had to get up soon or something. And when he woke up, he was compelled to open his eyes. So he opened his eyes and looked, and there was like what he could best describe as like what would be considered like a gremlin in the corner of the room. And he was just scared, and he was just like staring at it, and he didn't know what to do. And then it like smiled, and when it smiled, he threw like he was laying on his football pillow, I guess. He threw the pillow at it, and it like just blinked out. It was like, yeah. But that could be sleep paralysis too. You know what I mean? Like a night terrors or shit.
Sleep paralysis is, for the most part, when you have like intense anxiety, or you've gone through some kind of trauma and shit. You know,
I used to get crazy sleep paralysis.
Yeah,
like
me too.
Almost every fucking night.
Seriously, not fun and terrifying.
That
I
shit
think
is crazy.
we've talked about night terrors before, and it shit is not.
But you know
cool.
what? I never saw anything. I
Me
just
neither.
couldn't
Me
fucking
neither.
move.
Which is equally scary to me. I'm like,
Scary as
something's
fuck.
holding me down. I can't fucking move.
Yeah, whatever
And I
it
can't
is.
yell. I can't do anything.
But you know what I started doing after a while? I just started saying, "Fuck you."
Yeah, me too.
Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just gonna go back to sleep.
I just used to
I just go back to sleep.
No, I didn't do that. I'd wrench myself out of it. 'Cause I'm like, that's right.
Well, I
bitch.
used to
and
do
then I
that.
turn on all the lights. I'm like, I'm gonna stay up for the rest of the morning.
What I used to do that. I used to fight my way up. I'm like, you know.
yeah.
But then there was a point in time where I was like, I'm just going back to sleep.
No, because if I went to sleep, I'd be like, he's gonna come back again.
Nah, I was like, I'm just going back to sleep. Fuck it, you know.
No, Steve's got
Candyman.
Nah, I don't want the Candyman.
But you know what the Candyman.
Come on, fucking big ass hook.
You know,
You remember how ridiculous Candyman was?
that shit was
It's a
silly.
black slave dude.
Yeah,
Candyman.
I remember him.
Some dude was telling me at work, he's like, yeah, I came across this meme that said that white people, they'll hang from cliffs and jump in pools with tigers, but then like they're scared of black people.
Yeah.
Like, what is that
You know
about?
what's funny? When I was just walking around,
I
when
don't
I
know.
was just walking around MacArthur Park,
Yeah.
like in the most unsavory of unsavory,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm okay walking around here, but I don't think a white person would want to be walking. And it's true, there's no white people around, really.
Yeah.
And I can see why they would be uncomfortable. Everything is scary.
It's a little
Like, you have to be really
you think-
confident and okay.
Do you
to,
think
like,
them being uncomfortable is just a constant karma?
it's fear?
Constant karma. They're like, we've done so much shit to people.
I don't think that's
at
how-
any point it could just pop off. They could be
Nah.
like, you know what? Y'all motherfuckers deserve this.
No, you know what? It's funny. Is like there's some interesting.
Don't beat up white
characters.
people. I don't condone that.
Nah, dude, you know what? But the thing is, things are changing around here. In the mornings, people jogging and like hanging out, and I'm
Yeah.
like, huh, this is becoming more family friendly. And then it'll go through its ways where I'm like,
Yeah, it wasn't family friendly.
I don't want to be in the park right now. Yeah.
Nah.
But you know, a lot of them, they look scary, but they're super. You kick them in
There's
half
just
like a
lot
cracker,
of,
dude.
No, there's just a lot of mentally unstable people. Yeah,
cracker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Just
true.
throw them in the lake, dude. It's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, how confident are you two that this world exists when you're asleep?
Not. I wouldn't
I
say
guess
it
technically
does.
it doesn't exist.
I wouldn't say it wouldn't.
I don't know why that's something I've been thinking about lately. when I go to because
I've heard of that. Yeah.
last night I went to sleep and I had a whole other life.
Oh.
I was somewhere else doing something.
That's your-
Okay.
For a series of 8 hours. I'm talking about I lived a whole life. I was building a house and shit wherever
Right.
I was doing
Right.
and had friends and other things going on
Okay.
in that life. And then I came back and I was going, well, that was a whole different life I just lived.
I don't want to jump the gun and say anything out like too quick, but I feel like you tapped into your past life because I've had that happen before.
Though he said it's a matter of fact. But you know what though?
But like, I have had that happen before, and I don't know. The only rational thing to me is that it was like a past life, like
But
it
who
was
says-
memories from a past life.
But no, you know what? Who says that's not real? Like, what if
you
like
can't, right? You can't say it's not.
Well,
real.
what if right now you're asleep in that other place, right? And you're dreaming. Now.
Oh my God, dude, stop.
Yeah, I need to fucking leave.
Yeah,
Stop.
This is the dream.
this is the dream.
This is the dream of that other place.
And then when you wake up-
when I go to sleep here, I
you
go
dream
back
of the
to that
other place.
Woo,
You know what? I
yikes.
did have a thing.
That one worked.
But
That's
you know-
fucking trippy.
But you know what happened?
Yeah, that's fucking dope.
One thing that happened to me is I woke up 5 times in a row once, like Inception style.
You're in a dream.
In a dream.
That's
Yeah,
only happened to me once, and it happened to me.
It was fucking scary.
It started freaking me
I'm a
out
grown
because
man.
I realized I was in a dream. I
Yeah.
was like, yo, this.
Well, I went like this. I sat up in bed and I was like, okay, I'm awake. Then I sat up in bed and I was like, okay, I'm awake. Sat up in bed and I was like, what the fuck's
That's
happening?
scary.
Sat up in bed, and when I really sat up in bed in real life, whatever that is, I was fucking sweating
Yeah.
and I was freaking out, and I was like, am I gonna wake up again? Like, what the fuck's happening?
Yeah, because you're plugged in somewhere right now. And they're like, we're having a problem on 38.
it's true.
That
He's
happened
on
to
a
me.
loop. They're like,
That happened to me like
hitting the
earlier
fucking-
this year, and it's the first time in my life it's ever happened to me.
It's fucking.
But
That's only happened to me
see,
once.
with
It's
you,
scary
you
as fuck.
didn't have any tell that told you you were in a dream.
No, I had nothing.
I
Well, that's usually like when you're really, really dreaming. Right?
I woke up twice in the dream, but the third time something happened where it was like wacky. It wasn't something
Like Big
that,
Bird walked in.
that would happen in real.
Yeah.
And in that third instance, I was like, holy shit, I'm still fucking dreaming.
Ooh,
and then I woke up again and I was still dreaming. I was
that's
like, what the fuck?
Dude, yeah, you went 5 levels deep.
And,
Like,
then,
guys,
and I started bugging out in the
Yeah,
dream. I was
yeah.
like, what the fuck is going on here?
Dude, it's
Then I
crazy.
woke up
Yeah.
and I was sweating. I was like, holy shit,
Dude,
that was
it
crazy.
was straight up, like, as a
super-
grown man,
yeah.
scared the fuck out of me. It was weird.
Oof, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, super lucid dreams are a trip, dude. Like they're so real that you're like, what if that? I mean, that could very well be the reality, right?
And dude, like I said, I had a whole existence, a whole alternate
Yeah.
existence. But a lot of times when I have those, I'm sorry.
Have you had
What
that?
I-
Have you had? No, me. I'm sorry. I was scratching my cheek. Have you had that before? Happened before? Where you like that type of thing where you felt like you lived a life?
Yeah, I've
Do you
lived a
write it
life.
down?
But usually the people that are in this world will still show up in
Okay.
that world. It'll just be an alternate set of circumstances.
Like, I'm black.
Everything swapped out.
I'm fucking Spanish.
It would only be funny if you looked exactly the way you did, but just black skin.
Yeah, I have straight hair and everything. I got straight hair.
Man, you look
Dude,
fucking odd, bro.
The freakiest people are like the freakiest thing you see is when you see a black dude and he has like naturally straight hair. Like he got a genetic mix of like straight white people hair, but he's black.
But you see that all the time.
Maybe,
That's
yeah,
what
that's true, yeah.
Indian dudes look like
I
that.
see black
you're
girls
right.
like
No.
that all the time. So, I mean.
Yeah, it's true. No, I'm talking like.
Because sometimes you'll see Indian dudes and they have features where you go, he could be a black dude if he wasn't
Yeah, yeah,
Indian.
yeah.
No,
and
I
then
mean,
they'll have
but
that
like-
straight ass
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
hair. You
But
like,
like,
fuck?
imagine Rick James, but like with naturally feathered hair.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's kind of weird.
There
It's
is
weird.
a
fuck.
lady that I work with who she looks like that. Like I don't know if she's somewhere from the island. She has to be, but like she looks like a white lady, but like the darkest skin. Not like the darkest skin, but when you
Oh,
see
right.
her on the street, like, oh, it's a black lady, and then you look at her, her features are
features
just
are
I've seen
something.
that.
are just white.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, dude, it's trip because you don't meet many people like that. you
Right,
know?
it's like seeing a black dude with red hair.
Kind of, yeah, like
Right?
that, yeah. Like that's a
Yeah,
rare
whoa.
sighting.
That exists? I've never seen that.
Yeah, no. This guy, his baby.
I think I have one time.
His baby is like
I saw a
little
white
black
girl
baby
with red hair and fat ass.
Okay, that's not bad. That's all right.
On what website?
No, but this little baby has like fire red hair, but black skin.
That's
Like,
crazy.
Yeah, or like black people.
That's cool though. I like that because that's like totally mixing it up in something
dude.
you
It's
normally wouldn't.
yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah. It's you're like whoa. It's like that's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad my little girl is just basic black hair, like dark brown eyes.
eyes.
Nothing crazy. I don't want that fucking exotic hair, exotic eyes. Is like
Because you can get like a light skinned person with
Someone's gonna
like black
impregnate you.
people hair, right? Like because they're mixed. So then why couldn't you get like a black person with like white people straight hair?
yeah.
I just don't see it all the time.
And
Nah,
like
it's a
and
rare thing.
he cuts it like Justin Bieber used to.
But
I'm pretty sure that.
I mean, all the time you see a person who has features that are totally more European.
Yeah.
And then the hair will be kinky.
Yeah.
That happens all the time.
time.
You see that
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
Yeah, that's dope though.
Dude, the last time I've only had one of those kinds of dreams, like what you explained, where I felt like I lived another life, and it had me kind of like freaked out. I was like, that was a very vivid and long dream. Like I lived a life, you know, and I actually wrote it down. So like I wondered if you wrote yours down.
See, I probably should start writing them down. But yeah, the dream that I had, it was either last night or the night before last.
Were you one of the Tuskegee Airmen?
No, it was everything that I want here that I haven't amassed yet.
Okay.
I had there.
Okay.
And I told you I was building a house. It was like I was building my dream house, and I had all the money that I needed to do so. And everything was.
If you had so much money, why were you building the house yourself?
Because I could do that.
No, that's dope. That's like the utopian. You're all sweating, like you have a tool belt on with no shirt. You're like, just framing up a house.
And it was a tool belt of cash.
Just fucking racks.
You hammering the nails with fucking a brick.
Yeah.
A stack of fucking knot of cash.
But it was amazing.
Yeah.
And,
So you were
and
wealthy.
you said it was so
in this
lucid.
life.
I was
It was a dream life.
wealthy, comfortable. It was comfortable.
Very
It
comfortable.
was really comfortable.
I was really financially
What'd your wife
comfortable.
look like in that dream?
Had my drawers on while I was nailing it.
I told you.
I was nailing my wife in drawers.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I was definitely comfortable, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just know that I just felt snug.
The last lucid, you know. Yeah, man. I haven't had haven't had lucid dreams in a long time, so I always remember them. They don't come that often.
The last one I had was a scary one, and
Sorry, my last lucid one was a sexual nature.
ooh.
So sorry. Go for it.
No, whenever something like that happens, I wake up before the business.
jerk it out real quick.
You just like it's about to go down, right? It's like you're getting ready to take a bite of your favorite dish, right? Of your favorite food, and then you wake up and
Clam
like
chowder.
you never get a chance to eat it. Yeah.
You ever had one where somebody pops up in it? You're like, I didn't.
Thought about you.
Oprah, what are you
should
doing
know.
here?
Well, somebody that, I don't know, you may not even
But then you find,
think about.
But then
like
you find
that.
out
And you go, oh my God, why did they show up? And why am I doing what I'm doing in this dream?
they used to happen in high school, right?
65-year-old manager. Why am I doing this?
I was really giving it to her.
Yeah, they used to happen in high school, right? Where like you have a dream about a girl that, well, at least for me, like I have a dream about a girl that wasn't even on my
Wasn't even
radar.
on your radar, yeah.
Yeah, and then you go to school and you're like, you know what though? There's something that just makes me want to pursue that shit. You know, you're like, oh fuck, I'm not even.
Something called being a man.
Yeah.
No, but that's just the thing that
My dick is
what
like
the
she's
fuck?
over there.
Yeah.
I remember Patrice
water-finding
used to
rock.
say that shit. Like she used to say with men, like you could be unattractive as fuck to women, but if you're around 5 women and one of those 5 women likes you,
Yeah.
then you become instantly more attractive to those 4.
Yeah.
And I think
believe it.
just the idea that you might have been engaging in something sexual with that girl,
for sure.
it made you go, Now, for some reason, she's like gained in value. Like, she's amassed some type of value.
I would,
Man.
I'm gonna pursue this conquest of. I'm gonna see those areolas at some point.
I just look at women.
right,
I'm like,
when you're in high school.
She could totally watch my kid for an hour while I took a nap.
I'll let
I
her
bet
watch
she's
my
competent.
kid. Yeah, no, but in high school, I used to have those surgery. Now, though, like, I'm lucky if I even fucking
Yeah, you
dream.
said you don't dream, huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
dream all the time.
Dude.
That's because you work out too. It's
Exhaustion.
too no. It's too
That
much.
could be it. Yeah.
There's too much time before you go to sleep when you work out. If you work out right before you go to sleep,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
your
Because
your body
keeps
goes.
going. Yeah, your mind keeps.
Well,
going
then
and
also
going and going.
it tires your body out to a point where it goes directly into the rebuilding. That's what I find out. It goes,
Okay.
it shuts down all the way to start to
Oh, I
rebuild the
see,
muscle
yeah.
fibers.
Yeah.
So then you go into a fucking like another state.
Because like I'm sure I do dream, but I never remember them.
Yeah.
But the last one I do remember was that was a lucid dream, or just a dream in general. It was a scary one, and I was in an attic, and I remember that it was dark, and the floor was like plank wood floor, and it was creaky, but it was still nice,
Yeah.
but empty and dark. I was like, what the fuck am I doing up here? was like, I'm looking for something, right? And the only thing that lit it up was the moonlight, so it was kind of bluish in a sense.
Yeah.
And I remember something like grabbed my arm, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, hey, don't fucking touch me. I was thinking, and then something grabbed my shoulder, and I was like, and then it kind of started getting close. So I was like, fuck it. So if you're gonna touch me, this is gonna happen. We're gonna go all in. So I tried grabbing it, and dude, I was fucking wrestling with this fucking thing, and it was obviously overpowering me because otherwise it wouldn't be scary. Dream would just be silly, right? Yeah. So I'm like, fucking, I felt like I was just.
You're like, I'm back at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I was like, oh, come on, I'll get my underhooks on you, bitch. And I'll just remember, and it was an invisible thing. There was nothing there, and it was just like invisible, but I could feel like the force of things. And I woke up and I was like, fuck.
Is that
what that creature was?
That rat creature from that Martin episode?
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, man. You know what that creature was? That was self-doubt, Holmes.
Oh.
Wrestling with yourself.
Okay.
I still remember how to beat you. So you guys haven't seen that commercial. Clay Thomas from the Warriors. He has a commercial where self-doubt is an actual person.
Yeah.
And he comes to him and he's like, oh, you should always doubt yourself, blase, blase. And then Clay Thompson looks up at him and he goes, I still remember how to beat you.
Yeah.
And then it just goes off.
That's dope.
That's deep. That's very deep.
Gave me the goosebumps right now. I was thinking about it. It's funny. Yesterday, it was just me, this white belt, and the brown belt I always roll with. He just got his black belt, which is pretty dope.
Jesus Christ.
And this dude's guard is fucking amazing, right?
If
I can master getting past his guard, I'll probably get past a lot of people's guards easy. So, anyways, we were going hard for an hour, nonstop. So, the instructor was like, all right, there's no resting. You can only rest if there's more people you got to pair up with, but there's only 3 of you guys. It should be rapid fire.
That's what I was hoping for last Sunday, by the way. I was like, hope Steve and Trey come by, and I hope we could do some jiu-jitsu.
Oh, shit.
When you roll, when you said, so you're rolling for a whole hour.
Well, I get 5 minutes off.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're rolling if there's only 3 of us. But if there's 4 of us, you're rolling for a whole hour.
Okay.
Me and the black belt, we'll roll for a whole hour nonstop.
Is it full tilt or you're?
No, you're going full. But I mean, you're obviously when you really start to learn how to grapple, and I'm not talking
you're not using your full strength.
You're not you're not fifth gear the whole time.
Of course, yeah.
But you're going from 1 to 5 quick. Otherwise you're gonna get fucked up, or you're gonna miss that opportunity. And you're laying on the mat, dude, in a pool of sweat for sure. Yeah. So, but the white belt, the dude's like 300 pounds. Whatever. Yeah. Dude, he fucking tapped me twice, and I was like,
Let me guess, one was a Kimura.
Yeah, of course.
Big fat guys love Kimuras.
They love Kimuras, but I think both of them actually were. And he
sorry, it's just
he mounted me.
I've had too many fat guys on me.
Yeah, he mounted me, and I was like, okay, that shouldn't be happening. But he's getting a lot better. And I almost took a black belt dude's back. I'm figuring him out. I always think of everything like I'm picking a lock. Like if someone's got mount, I can pick that lock and get out of it, open it up and go. But man, I was telling them, I was like, ever since I got my purple belt, guys, I feel like my fucking superpowers are gone. Like I'm just getting my ass kicked all the time. And they're like, man, we know how you roll now. We know what you do. That's what's happening. That's what the black belt was saying. He's like, I know your tricks.
Yeah.
Because there's one.
You're not just jumping in the guard anymore, though, right? You're getting some grips.
Oh, no, I'm not fucking.
You're not letting people just grab you up.
No. Yeah. 'Cause I'm totally conscious of the grips now, right?
Of course, you have
So I'm like, all right, so let me just get rid of these weapons here and hold those off, totally. So, like in Nogi, you worry about them, but I know where they go.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck I was saying, but basically self-doubt, yeah.
No,
I was just
the last thing you were talking about is how fucked up you're getting now that you're a purple belt.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I'll get a ton of self-doubt where I'm like, man, what the fuck am I even doing, dude? I'm getting tapped by white belts and this.
Shit, you got to purple.
So. Yeah, so
I'm
doing something right.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Well, it's hard. I'm really trying to push myself past this.
I'm telling you,
point.
If you come at Sunday every time, we'll go for an hour full on, and that would be fun because then we can fucking learn. I don't know. My fat ass needs to exercise anyways.
Yeah. Well, so because I need to
Trey, there's a
figure
key
this shit
there
out.
for you.
Is it really?
I'm down.
It's just my old key.
I don't.
It would just be something.
You guys
slow.
just
It'd
have
be
to.
fun.
Yeah, you'd have to teach me.
Of course.
you know.
But the funny thing is
but the
that-
thing is, Sunday I usually actually go out and like work, but it's like 10. And I do it like 10 to 11.
Yeah.
Well, see, for me, Sunday is chore day, right? So
It's always chore day. Trust me. When are there not going to be chores? They're
Yeah.
always going to be there.
Yeah. So
What won't always be here are memories to be made.
You know what's weird? For Sunday, I don't know if it's because I'm off on Saturday, but Sundays I have the most endurance.
Sexual?
No. For the week,
Oh, okay.
it's the most
My sexual
positive.
endurance.
It's the most positive
crazy.
state of endurance I'll have.
I
during
wonder
the
why
week.
that is.
I wonder what it is. Maybe it's because I'm off on Saturday,
off.
so
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I don't
You
do
rest.
anything on Saturday. Yeah.
And then Sunday
I don't
you're
know,
just-
but on Sundays I can do like the last 2 weekends.
Yeah.
On Sundays I'll do 40 minutes straight of just running.
Yeah.
And I can actually do it.
I wonder
It's
why
the
that is.
only day in the week I can do it.
Nice. That's fucking good, dude. I mean,
I don't know.
I think
I
every
don't
day
know
I'm-
how. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's the only day in the week I can do it.
Every day I'm
and
equally
it's
tired.
it's a significant drop off. I mean,
Yeah.
I could do 40 minutes straight running. I'm talking about no stopping at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not fucking sprinting.
Right.
Yeah,
But it's like a steady pace of 40 minutes straight.
That's good.
But days like leading up to that day.
Yeah.
I mean, the most I could do is probably like maybe 20.
That's probably just because you're working all during the week. I mean, work definitely takes it out of you. Like it saps a lot of that precious
I've been
energy,
becoming-
both physical and mental energy.
I've been becoming increasingly interested in the idea of facilitating endurance and stuff like that. I've been looking up how long distance runners, like how they structure
are
everything,
nuts.
like how they structure everything. And there's dudes who are saying, before the race, they eat a certain amount of bananas and a certain amount of beets because the nitrates gets your blood. It changes I guess it puts more oxygen in your blood and things. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know those guys were that scientific with understanding.
Yeah.
I didn't know that glycogen levels are like like when I say, I can only, there's a significant drop off. Obviously, my glycogen levels on Sunday are higher than they are throughout the week because your glycogen is what's going to create the oxygen in your blood, which is going to allow you to have more endurance. And if your glycogen levels are depleted, that's usually going to be like an indicator of how much endurance you're going to have. Yeah.
Well, because
I have no glycogen left.
the thing is, so like when you have like some hard rolls and you're breathing heavy or whatever. For me, I just went like, I don't know about all that, but like I just know that like that when you hyperventilate, like when I first moved into the Renaissance Towers over there, and the girl, she had a panic attack and she got stiff because she fucking whatever. Long story short, she hyperventilated and then she couldn't breathe. She had too much oxygen in her blood, and she needed more carbon dioxide in her blood.
Yeah.
So I just figured like if I can like do a certain type of breathing when I'm I'm gassed out, I can put more oxygen into my system, so that will level out, and it seems to work.
Do you have a certain way of breathing? I've been trying to change my way of breathing. I had a natural way of breathing that actually worked better for me.
Okay.
But when I started reading up on how marathon runners breathe and certain, they have a certain way they say, like, you should breathe this way. It should you should breathe from the diagram. It should go into the
Not through your
nose,
throat.
Out through the mouth.
out through the mouth. For me, I actually naturally, it's easier for me to keep my mouth slightly more open.
Okay.
And do a and get it in that
You
way.
should do that Hickson breathing.
But I've been trying to breathe the way that they stipulate that you should breathe. They detail that you should breathe, and I find some advantages to it. But when I'm nearing my endurance threshold, it's harder for me to breathe that way because it's much more controlled, and it makes me feel like I'm holding my breath rather than getting the oxygen that I need in. I don't know. I'm trying to find a balance between the two.
For me, I guess when I heard Wim Hof talking about how he breathes,
Wim Hof, the Iceman,
the
of the
Iceman,
Netherlands.
So like I'll breathe all the way out and I'll breathe in, but then I only breathe halfway out and I'll breathe deep again halfway out, breathe deep again, halfway out, breathe deep again.
Yeah.
And
that's more like my natural way of breathing.
Okay. And then when I'm rolling with somebody, I'm very calm with my breath. Like my breath is very
longer.
Totally.
It's just like as if I'm.
Yeah.
I want to act like as if I'm just chilling.
Oh,
on the
me too. You're
couch.
just like okay.
But when I have to be explosive, I breathe out like really quick, just like in any martial art when you're throwing a punch.
Yeah.
And that's now I do it without even thinking about it. It's not even a conscious thing. Where before when I first started rolling, I was like, and we're breathing each other's faces and shit. And you know what the dude had for lunch? You know, it's like, dude, you got to control your breath, otherwise you're gonna get tired.
Have you found? You know what's interesting is that I'm like at this point when I work out, it's almost a separation. How do I explain this? Sometimes my body will be tired, but my heart, I'm able to regulate the beat. So usually my body feels a lot more tired than my heart do. I remember when I first started running, I breathe based off how fast my heart, so it'd be like,
Yeah.
But now I can breathe, like my heart might be pumping, but my breath is going.
Yeah, the same thing as in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
In jiu-jitsu, you have
And
to,
you would almost, like if you looked at me, you would go, he's not tired at all.
Yeah.
But I might be tired, but I found out how to regulate my breathing so that it's always steady. Like it's always just very linear.
That's super important to learn, if anything that requires endurance. Like, because it's a natural way to slow down your heart. You know, you can actually like stabilize quicker just through your breathing.
Yeah. And there's been times where my body gave out before anything else did. I'd be calm in my mind and everything, but my body's like, I'm gonna fall now. Oh shit. Like, okay.
Isn't it weird the separation between the two? Because when I first, and I'm pretty sure with you two, when you first start that type of rigorous physical activity, it seems like they're merged. You go, well, my heart is beating fucking fast as shit,
so I'm breathing
and my
hard.
body also is saying that because your heart is beating fast as shit, you can't go any further. But now, as you said, I almost feel like the breathing is fine,
right?
Even though sometimes or just like the mentality is good, and then the body will be like, dude, I can't really run anymore. Yeah. But in my head, and everything else is going, oh, you kind of good, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
But see, here's the thing. Like, if I'm rolling and I'm able to be, like, calm and I'm breathing normal, like, I'm controlling my breathing, off calm breathing, I have a clear picture of my path. When I'm like, I feel like someone's, like, jumbling up all my thoughts, and I can't figure out. Am I doing this? Am I going under? What am I doing? What am I? And I'm just like moving, and I always get fucked up. Always get fucked up because I don't have like a clear thought. Yeah. So
fuck.
We only got one.
That's it. We have 1 minute,
dude. Have you ever tried? I've been recently doing. It's called HIIT, so it's high intensity interval training.
I think I've heard. I don't know much about it though.
You do. You just do 40 seconds of any particular exercise, and then you do 20 seconds off,
and then back.
Then right back to 40 seconds. And in theory, you go, that's gonna be easy as shit. No, it's not at all. Yeah. It's not fucking at all. It's hard as fuck because the more you do it, like let's say, because I'll do it in a 10-minute block. The closer you get to that 10 minutes, the less it seems like that 20 seconds is actually 20 seconds. Yeah. It seems like they're just coming right after the next. And so there's really no break. You're just like, but it works really well because you're able to bracket everything into those. It's basically just a minute between, because you got 40 that you're doing, and then you got 20 off, which means that that's a minute. You're just doing like 10 separate reps of any particular exercise, and then you're like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, it's something.
We're becoming machine. Well, I'm not. You guys are becoming machines. Yeah. So, is there any last thoughts before we part here?
No, just
before we continue living this reality.
Nothing. Eat delicious things.
Be kind to people, whether they're the fucking custodian or they're some bum off the street or they're a rich person who can afford tickets to Pedophile, and you gotta be nice to everyone. Nah.
All right, everybody. Stop till you get enough. Do what's good to you. Yeah. Do what you want to do.
Sing us out, Trey.
Don't stop Hammer, 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 hammer.
For tickets, please find us on all kinds of major
Stitcher,
podcast providers.
Podbean,
iTunes.
Yeah.
The Mystery Children
Quester.
Podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah, send us
dusty
an email,
ass
bitch.
SoundCloud that we don't update.
Yeah.
don't
And our
try-
YouTube channel, which we also don't update.
Go there and be disappointed.
Hey, tell one friend.
Don't friend.
Look out for
babe.
video soon.
All right, y'all.
All right, everyone. Peace.